Tiempo, I say.
Now.
I say.
GoNintendo Fartcast.
Oh, man. Right off the bat.
What do you think about that, George?
This guy.
I need to get some
Fungal.
I need some water.
Are we live?
We're live.
You writing
yeah.
that down? Fartcast? You taking notes?
No, I don't remember if I tweeted something out. Oh, I can't do that here.
Hey! What are you doing? Yeah, bite on those cables. Yeah.
We'll be starting the show momentarily.
We'll be starting the show momentarily. Oh, Mom Brain.
I'm waiting for a bus.
Got a new color.
I did.
Looks good.
I did. I did.
Is that,
I'm better than I thought I was.
Your decision?
Excuse me.
Yeah, right?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I can't
You
imagine.
better get in there and change your hair color.
Work would be like,
All right, watch
we
out
can't
there,
have
dog.
your hair color look like that. And so you changed it or something. But and I also can't imagine
No.
doing something because work said you have to.
Listen, as long as she's got her gun training, she's good. She can have whatever color hair she wants.
Training?
Not yet.
I was thinking about going to the archery range down the road.
They started off slow
Get
with
back into
edged weaponry.
get back
Katniss
into archery
Everdeen.
because
We keep a golf club in the classroom.
That's her name, right? The Hunger Games girl? Got it.
Yes, something.
Ooh!
Wait, what was
Cat Piss Everween.
Yeah, that'll be the Mad Magazine version of the
Yeah.
character.
Man, I don't know why that thing went out of business. All right, let's
I
start.
know, they were so clever.
Cutting edge satire. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 837, the Rolycoly Podcast.
Roll E. coli.
The Rolycoly Podcast is a part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Listen to this show and other great shows.
Rolycoly podcast?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Podcast.hyperx.com. Mom Brain,
Yes.
will you tell us about Rolycoly, please?
Of course. I would love to. Most of Rolycoly's body has the same composition as coal.
COAL.
Mm-hmm. Fittingly, this
What goes
Pokemon...
into coal comes out of coal.
Regular coal or clean coal?
Not clean. Not in the world of
Dirty
Pokemon.
coal. Fittingly, this Pokemon was first discovered in coal
Sally,
mines
That's
about
the wrong way.
400 years ago. They're a foot tall, 26 pounds male and female. The category is, of course, coal. Abilities include heat proof. The heat proof body on the Pokemon halves the damage, like cuts in half the damage.
Oh, it halves the damage
It
already.
halves the damage.
My Pokemon halves the damage.
It
Oh, I get it.
halves
Okay.
HIVES.
the damage from fire type moves that hit it.
Halves.
And Steam Engine, which boosts the Pokemon's speed stat drastically if hit by a fire or water type move.
Thanks, Mom Brain. That was great.
I'm so glad.
We do have a special guest for the third week in a row. It's Sal. It's Street Bread Sally.
Street Bread Sally.
She's somewhere under the
Sally,
table.
you want
right
to say
now.
something?
Nikki
to the
Hill's
crowd?
dog, Street Bread Sally, is here sniffing around for street bread.
Meow.
That is not
No,
what a dog
no,
says.
no.
Mom Brain is here.
I am.
That's
Kirby's-
the sound a kitty cat makes.
Kirby's
Yeah,
very
hey,
good,
hi,
Kirby.
everybody.
Nikki Hill is here.
Hi.
Deux is here.
Uku.
I'm here. The one and only, the world's greatest singer, my best friend since college days, Josh
George.
Grobot. How are you? Ooh, no.
Call of Duty, bro.
Call of Duty, bro. You been playing a lot of Call of Duty, Josh?
Hanging and banging.
Hanging and banging. How's that kill death ratio in Call of Duty, Josh?
Hell yeah.
Did you guys play Call of Duty in
Oh, yeah.
college? Did you
All
share
right.
a dorm?
We
No,
did play.
Not at all.
We didn't play, is what I meant to say. We didn't.
Didn't.
That's
sure,
right.
whatever.
Whatever. Hi, George. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
How you feeling?
It's been a good week.
Feeling real sublime.
Oh, all right. Glad to hear it, George. Always a pleasure having you here. I don't even have the Discord open because I'm an idiot.
How you doing?
Oh, thanks for asking,
you were
George.
distracted
I'm
by
doing
Twitter.
good. I'm feeling lime, as you would say.
Freddie Fro wants to know who's going to be the world's #1 fan of GoNintendo and get hanging and banging tattooed on themselves.
Only if it's a tramp stamp. Hello, Freddie Fro and Koopa Kid and Giant Reggie and Highland and Tom and Steel Diver and Mom Perfect Brain and Drake Gamer and Gecko Kitsune. And these gifts are great. Tamakoto and Wolfric and whoever else I didn't see in here. Alternus Liz, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. 10th Division, Retsuza, Sarah, you guys are great. You know, I've been thinking about this all week. How much I love you guys. I've been thinking about this all week. I have, I'm going to get into, for the lack of a better term, a rant in a little bit. And I apologize in advance for it. But I was thinking about how you guys are great. And that's the good side of the rant. So I'll get to the bad side later. But hi, Rosemary the Farmer.
Somebody at this table is not so great, maybe.
No, you guys are
sweating
great.
a little bit.
Actually, I was all right. You know how you like get in the shower, or for me,
is this the rant?
Never happened.
no,
I can't relate.
I hate showers and I hate baths.
Well, that's not true.
You get in the shower, and you have, I don't want to say shower thoughts, but you get like lost in thought, and sometimes
that's some of the best thoughts come
And then
out
you
of the
like
shower.
get out of the shower and somehow like 45 minutes have passed.
that's what happened to me today. Like
Yeah.
I was lost in thought thinking about this rant that I've been thinking about all week long. But also, you know, you think of like hypothetical arguments and stuff like that.
Oh, I do that all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I wish I could time travel to this argument I had 15 years ago.
Yeah. So I did that today. But like, you know I got to get the podcast ready and everybody's coming over. And I got out of the tub and I was like, oh my God, 25 minutes went by. I was like expecting it to be a lot earlier than what it was. And I was like, man, there it is. You just get lost in thought. Is that the dog? Oh boy.
That's Street Bread Sally.
I've never heard her do that
He's
ever.
provoking her, though.
I'm
I
not.
think.
Well, I just
A literal
Well, I
dog
am.
whistle.
I gave her the microphone for comment,
Wee, wee.
but she gets behind the chair and then she's like, I can't get out.
10th Division, I think this is a great way to handle it. They say, I have social anxiety, so I have all my arguments solely in my head. That's great. No public problems through that. Unless
be
I guess
careful.
people see you
don't
like
talk to yourself.
arguing
because
with yourself,
Romy
yeah.
Cowboy will think you're crazy.
you know, you say something and you can never take it back. Oh, boy.
Wait,
What
did you
does
finish
what
your
does she
story?
want? That's the story about in the shower.
Oh,
Time
I thought you were
went
going
by.
to talk about like a specific argument. you were
I'm
thinking of.
no. When I get to the
I'll just-
rant, I'll get into
Okay.
it. I'm
I'll
not
just
at the
highlight
rant
this.
yet. I do want to say, first off, as always, I have things to talk about before we get into the news, which includes the rant. But before the rant, something nice. The developers of RITE included a snippet from our review of RITE in their promotional materials for RITE, because RITE is now available on Switch. And apparently they liked my review and they quoted it not just in like the marketing materials, but the press release as well. So that was very nice of them. And here's the craziest part. They said the reviews are in and RITE is a hit with critics. And you know what critic they put at the top? Me.
The one
I've
the
been
one
in
critic
critics-
that doesn't
Are
actually
you a critic?
give numbered reviews.
It stinks.
Yeah, it's a well, I'm a critic, sure. Like, I don't know, is there a critics board?
Notice me,
Like-
senpai.
Well,
Notice
some people
me.
would say everybody's a critic.
That's right. Like, I don't know if there's an official, like, sign up and get your paperwork and you're a critic, but I critique things professionally as part of my job. Who gave me that job? Myself. But still, other people put value in my critiquing, I guess. But anyway, we're at the top of the
That's a
critics list here, which I disagree with because Nintendo Life is also on here. I would put them at the top. If I was trying to market my game,
Yeah,
I would Nintendo Life.
I would
that's
put
a real public.
that's
list.
right.
any
It's
any
funny. I would
outlet-
say that for real.
I would put any outlet that actually gives like a quantifiable review, just because people do, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, like
For-
a number or a
it's just
star.
like-
or, yeah.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Numbers,
when you're trying to get the message across quickly, that it's like 5 out of 5 or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, I agree with
as
that.
far as marketing, like
I agree with that. But really, you don't want that. You don't want all of that. Like, you don't want 8s out of 10s. You want like 4.5 out of 5 stars or 9s out of 10s. Because if you put an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5, people are like,
Not
no,
good
no,
enough.
9. So a mix of both, I get. But yeah, thank you. They quoted my review, which does not have a number score, as we don't have on our reviews. So thank you.
What did your review say? It's all right.
it's all right. They just love to play on words so much. Funnily enough, they did quote a play on words because I said the game was right on target, and I like that. So they put that in there. But Nintendo Life says an absolute gem, 9 out of 10 from them. We love Nintendo Life. We love Nintendo Life, people. I've worked with Nintendo Life forever.
They feel so powerful.
I've known people at Nintendo Life since before they were Nintendo Life, when they were the WiiWare site, whatever that was called, and then they combined all of their DSiWare and WiiWare into a main site, Nintendo Life. And yeah, Now they are huge and popular and still very friendly, very nice. They quote our reviews quite often. We share content. They're great. Got not a bad word to say about them. But anyway, thank you to RITE, the people behind RITE and the marketing team, because I opened my email as I do every day and got the press release to announce that RITE was available, and I was right at the top. Oh, feel free to use that one, guys. So yeah, thanks to them.
I guess you do have what it takes to be a video game cricket.
That's right. As long as you have puns, it can propel you to the top. I
Freddie
try and
Fro.
use. Freddie Fro says
Freddie Fro
something?
says George's review is lime out of 10.
Maybe I'll sneak a
Someone
George
finally
review
came
in
up
there.
with a new lime pun.
That's right. He's been workshopping it for a while now. So yeah, thank you for that. That was great to see. Hello, Roth. Moving on. I have a rant. I have been
right.
thinking about it all
You
week.
mentioned that.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know. It's just all right. Listen, very often on this show. First things first. Nobody's in trouble here. First things first.
Second things second. You're all fired.
Second things second. We often talk about topics that are not related to video games, especially at the start of the show, but all throughout the show. This is not directly related to video games, but it certainly applies to video games. I'd say it applies to pop culture in general and then people in general. I don't know if anyone has really been paying close attention to pop culture and internet reactions in the last, it's all the time, really. But this last week plus has been absolutely insane for horrible people on the internet.
Yay.
And, I think to myself, those people are so vocal, and there's so many articles out there about how horrible these people are and why are these things happening. And I think there's maybe not enough on the good side to combat that. I'm not saying that's what this is, but I do want to get into the rant a little bit, and hopefully it'll be explained. So anyway, the rant involves Marvel, Lord of the Rings, and Game of Thrones. All three around.
All three being review bombed.
So
I know Lord of the Rings.
I don't know that She-Hulk is being review bombed. Lord of the Rings definitely is, so much so that Amazon turned off reviews.
Yeah, I read
that's what I saw.
And Game of Thrones was review bombed, yes, but reviews are still live as far as I know. And unfortunately, this was what I was thinking about, the people that listen. All right, so there's GoNintendo at large. That means just on the internet. And when it comes to Twitter, I don't think I need to tell anybody that Twitter is a cesspool mostly. There's tons of great people on Twitter, but Twitter is rough. Then a lower subset, GoNintendo. The vast majority of people commenting on GoNintendo are very nice and great people. There are some rough ones in there. Then you get down to the Discord. Now, Discord, I'd say, if you're in the Discord now, congratulations, because I consider you the cream of the crop. It's, the nicest, most friendly people that are out there. Same with Patreon. The nicest, most friendly, and I'm not saying showering praise on everything. I'm talking about they're just nice people that can have constructive criticisms on things and aren't horrible in general. So that's why I was thinking about you
We
guys.
found the nice people
We
of
see
the
you.
internet.
Yeah.
We see you.
There's
We
that one
see you
person
nice
in
people.
the Discord that pops in sometimes.
Nikki Hill.
Mommy. She's,
Oh yeah, real jerk.
Yeah.
Real
Wreaking havoc.
real BITC. What rules? So anyway, if you don't know, I'm going to try not to go too overboard on this rant, but I do want to get into it because it's a part of internet culture and it's a part of people and it's a part of pop culture. I guess I'll start with Lord of the Rings. This happened when the first trailer came out for Lord of the Rings. I guess people were very upset that there
the
were
opening sequence.
That it was woke.
not that it was woke. Yes, exactly. That there were people of color. Now, I'm not going to speak at depth on Lord of the Rings as far as the content of it because I'm not a mega fan.
Can we just for a moment acknowledge that there are like orcs and
Well, hold on.
dragons and fairy, like
I'm going to get into all that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first to make.
Yeah.
quite.
Deux is someone who I will say at the table has, I would say, the most knowledge of Lord of the Rings or anything like that, or Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, there's been the whole backlash about people of color being in Lord of the Rings because, the review bombing. So just to make sure I was correct before I had this conversation, I went online to read the reviews that were review bombed and to read all about the backlash to make sure I was coming from the right place and not making something up. It is all about people of color, to a lesser degree, women. And I'm not talking about people who have issue with the show, saying like, I don't like how this character's portrayed. I don't like how this storyline's handled. I don't like how this is changed from the source material. That's fine. We can all have conversations about that. This is about people like there shouldn't be black people in Lord of the Rings. There shouldn't be Asian people in Lord of the Rings. All that stuff.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, dude, but there are actually people of color in the Lord of the Rings books, right? But they're all like, are they all evil?
As far as I know, yeah, but it's not.
Well,
like,
maybe not evil, but they're fighting for the bad guys, right?
yeah,
Okay.
but they do exist. Like
Exactly.
they're
That
out
was the
there.
point I was
And
trying
my
to make.
understanding is Tolkien in real life was pretty progressive
For the time.
for the
yeah, I
time.
would say.
Yes.
Yeah,
Qualifier for the time, of course.
Yeah, well,
yes.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as
But
back
yes,
then.
there,
Makes
there
me a
are
little nervous.
there are
Hung
both
around with
women and people of color in the source
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
hung
so-
around with C.S. Lewis, who was.
That I know. That I knew beforehand.
I
yeah.
mean, look,
was he?
I've
He
read-
was like a racist
He's
guy.
rough. Yeah.
I have read all of the Narnia books a million times, and I'm nostalgic for them, but there's a lot of like very misogynistic, very like, you know.
Now,
Oh yeah, and don't get me. And don't feel bad. I've read stuff by H.P. Lovecraft, which
Yeah.
is
him
which
too.
is very rough.
But again, I think it's important to acknowledge that at the time it was the culture of the world was different. People
Yes.
I think it's important when we're talking about anything that happened a number of years ago. It was like representing a more commonly held belief, which isn't correct.
And
but
I was going to say, just to back you up, you are not saying it was right then.
No,
It wasn't right then.
No,
But
I think
you
it would
know,
be wrong for us to censor all that
Yes.
out
The
and
wheel
not
of
acknowledge
time.
that it happened.
yeah, yes, it was a different time. That's not an excuse for it happening. That's an explanation for why it was happening. It
Oh, I
was
thought
a
you meant,
different
like,
time.
the Wheel of Time series.
Well, people crapped on that for its people of color as
Yeah,
well.
that was
which
woke
is
too.
funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. So I'm reading through the bad reviews, and they're all talking about. Oh, I can't tell you how many of them had "Go Woke, Go Broke" or hashtag "Go Woke, Go Broke" in their reviews, and I'm like,
Oh no, is
bring
that a
it
real
Good Lord.
hashtag?
now here's the thing. Like, if there is a piece of literature, anything that is created where race is extremely important to the character and signifies their journey or how they live through or process anything, then yes, I understand in the story it is important to keep that point. But from my perspective and understanding, and I turn to you because I'm not as familiar with Lord of the Rings as you are, race and all that certainly plays a part in Lord of the Rings, but it's about like elves and stuff like that. It's not about black people.
It's almost more of a like cultural racial thing, or
Yes.
like what's the word? Like I'm from Italy, I'm from England, not I'm black.
Let me
white,
jump in.
kind
By
of
the way,
thing.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here. I'm not saying like, hey, here's a hot button issue. What do you think? I just Lord of the Rings, so I'm turning to you for that. But if you're uncomfortable in saying anything, I completely
No,
understand.
well, I don't know. I'm not that much of an expert. I know a lot about the books, like the original books, but I don't the histories. I'm a little shady on,
Yeah.
and so I don't know how deep J.R.R. Tolkien really went into it, but I know most of it wasn't like, oh, orcs are black, so he hated black people. I think it was like he fought in World War I, and the orcs symbolized like a mechanized warfare of the time.
Yeah.
And he saw hell, and like I don't think it has a lot to do with race in that instance, but I don't know. I mean, I'm more upset that they cut the elves' hair off. Give me
Now,
the
see-
long-haired elves.
See, that's the thing. Like, when I see people complaining about the show, yes, give me that complaint. Like, that's fine. Like, there's room for a constructive criticism in there. I get it. Because you're talking about, like, things that are that have things that are of significance in the story in some way. Whoops. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day. Nintendo says also anything after Lord of the Rings was published by Tolkien's son, none of it's 100% canonical. There you go. Another thing I did not know. But anyway, so all that's going on, and I'm like, this is horrendous. And then it's doubly happening with House of the Dragon, where again, that poor, what's the name of the one guy that's at the table with all of them, because he's getting
the guy with the dreadlocks.
yeah, he's
Oh.
getting so much crap.
Yeah,
Horrendous, because he's black. That's it.
that's so
And
that
bad.
really
you
is
know-
it. And we've talked about this stuff on the show before, and I feel kind of dumb for not like coming to this realization sooner. Like, these people like making these comments, they are not fans of anything
Yeah,
except what they're doing, which is just
outrage.
being objectively awful.
Yeah,
Like, that's their life. That's how they get their entertainment.
And
that's all there is to it.
when it comes to Tolkien, one of the arguments that people use is, well, if Tolkien was alive now and he saw this happening, he'd be all up in arms. Which, again, the man's not alive. I can't say that he
and
would
you weren't
or
his
wouldn't be
best
upset.
friend or a
But on
family
top of
member
that,
who knew
you
him
know
well.
who is alive? George R.R. Martin, who is very involved with this show.
Yeah, right.
And the Lord, or I'm sorry, and
Lord of the
Game of
Dragon.
Thrones.
Lord
Game
the
of Thrones, like, the man is alive and well. And do you hear him saying it? Like, you're having backlash on behalf of a man who doesn't have any of these feelings. Like, I don't understand it. Like, if you're going to use the argument of this man's dead, if he saw this happening, he'd be upset. Okay, then apply it to Game of Thrones. The man's alive and working on the show, and nothing's
Yeah,
happening.
very
Like,
closely, as far as I've
yeah,
read.
he's been so out in front of it. Like, I just whatever. And then to and not a lesser degree, but a sidestep, the Marvel stuff with She-Hulk. Like, ever since we've had it really got kicked into overdrive with Miss Marvel because of
Well, she's a double whammy.
yeah,
Triple
exactly.
whammy,
I was gonna
really.
say.
Yeah, to
I-
people who
And then you go to She-Hulk, and now it's people doing these same go woke, go broke, just about having a female. It's female when in the case of She-Hulk, obviously, but like the internet,
She-Hulk's a female.
the internet lost.
Yeah, right.
I don't know
can't
if
wait
you
to hear
saw
the
it.
people going, she's using pronouns, as if she and
There's
he
a
were
pronoun
never
in her
pronouns before. Like,
The internet lost it. I shouldn't say the internet, the horrible part of the internet, which is a big part, lost their minds with no spoilers here. She-Hulk dancing with another character.
yeah,
And they're like, I saw so many people who were like, I can't, they're ruining the MCU by making this character dance. A, how many MCU characters have we seen dance? B, this is a after credits just for fun thing. C,
How
the
many?
person she's dancing with is known for the dance that they're doing.
How many MCU characters have danced? I don't know.
Star-Lord, the Hulk did the dab. Like, what more do you need?
Dab,
I
that's
would
a
like-
dance?
Well, it's not a dance, but it's a cringe move, as you would call. Zemo in Civil War, or Captain Falcon, and
Oh, and
there's a whole dancing scene with him. Like, he's in a club dancing, and you know what? The internet loved that because they're like, "Look at Zemo dancing, having fun. Isn't that funny?" She-Hulk dances, and they're like, "This is ruining the MCU." But more importantly, with She-Hulk, I cannot tell you how many disgusting takes I saw that are like, women want equality and to be taken seriously. And then they show a scene of women dancing, and people are like, make it make sense to me. I don't get it. And I'm like, this is insanity. Are you for real right now? Like, I could not believe it.
The thing about that too, though, is that the show is very in tune with that. And
Yes!
includes all that, and it like calls attention to that, and people are still just whining about it because they don't understand.
Yeah. Listen, if you see that scene outside of She-Hulk and you are not paying attention to MCU at all, I could see you maybe seeing that scene and being like, "What's going on here?"
Was
Then
this
you
a Pepsi
watch it,
commercial?
and then you you watch it, and you're like,
She's
"Oh,
feeling
like
sick. She needs
it's
Pepsi to make to.
it's
make her stomach feel
so
better.
like it's very much in tune with the whole show. Like the show is a funny, irreverent MCU show. It's not everybody out fighting all the time or anything like that. You know, I think that's going to become part of it, but it's supposed to be a funny, lighthearted
Like,
show.
so the show breaks the fourth wall. It
Just
does
like the comic did.
it does it a little differently than like I feel like Deadpool does.
I was gonna say, who broke the
Something about
fourth
it?
wall first? As far as
I don't know when
the
Deadpool
comics?
came around.
Okay.
Because the She-Hulk series, this one that the show's based off of, was a while ago, and she breaks the fourth wall all the time in that. But,
Okay.
I
was just curious.
It's just I cannot, like just someone that's like
Deadpool. I was just gonna say because this was just something. It's not really related, so I'll talk about it later. Have a good day.
no, go ahead. You already started there.
Oh, well, Deadpool is like self-aware in like the world, kind of. But I feel like She-Hulk, she like comments on specific things like right in the moment, kind of thing.
So Deadpool is like with
The self-awareness
I don't
is
know,
like within the universe, not.
but the
necessarily-
cameo thing that would be out. Her turn to
Oh.
the camera in the car. That would be our world.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Deadpool is like in like the universe, the comic book universe, and stuff like that.
Well, Deadpool's also. See, when you were saying they weren't the same, I was thinking they were because Deadpool's very much our universe too. Maybe not in the movies. I'd have to watch them again, but
like She-Hulk comments about what's directly happening right now, and it's like, oh, here an aside, blah blah blah.
yeah, She-Hulk is more like Deadpool will turn to the camera and make comments for the audience as a joke, but She-Hulk's comments are directly to like speaking to you or
Like
drawing
looking
it
at the audience.
Yeah.
And like,
So yeah, I could see some difference there. You're right. But anyway, Mom Brain, you I was gonna say I'm a guy talking about
Did
this at
Deadpool
length.
dance?
You are a woman, if you would like to speak on it.
Well, I just
You don't have to.
in general, there's like people, a lot of people in this world that I love, truly love, that I worry about constantly because they're different in some way or another. And it scares me that they're out in the world and any number of horrible things could happen to them because they exist. And it's so scary for me. And I just want to acknowledge that, like, I know that that's like, you're like saturated in all of that hate and like awful stuff all the time. And I just think I need to acknowledge to everybody who's listening that, like, if you're sad and scared and like overwhelmed by it, you're not alone. But there are two things that I think about when I think of this stuff. And one is, someone once defined fear for me as someone thinking that they might lose something they have or not get something that they want. And so I think like this stuff is all fear-based, right? Like they're talking about this like woke or broke, and it's because you stand to lose seeing yourself in media, and you stand to lose your power, and you stand to lose your importance. You think that when you see people who've been, historically marginalized, when you see them portrayed in the media, you think, well, that's not me, and so I don't want to see it, right? And it like makes people angry. And the second thing I always think about, and it gives me a little bit of hope, is that in the line of work that I do, in like behavioral sciences, right, we talk about an extinction burst for a behavior, and basically what it is that like it gets worse before it gets better, right? Like if you're trying to get rid of an undesirable behavior, you're going to see someone engage in that undesirable behavior. They're going to dig in hard before they give it up. And you also have to have a replacement, right, for whatever the undesirable behavior is. So my hope is that right now we are in the middle of a reckoning, and we are in the middle of seeing the ugliest of ugly kind of like really come to the surface and be like flushed out. And my hope is that people can find other ways to express themselves or find reasons to not be so afraid. And I think that's my work, right? Like that's what I see as my work is to try not to be angry and try not to get worked up, but instead try to be like loving, which is hard. So that this can go away, right? Like we can work through it. It's just right now, it's horrible. It's ugly, and it's embarrassing to be a part of a culture that behaves in this way.
Well, that's why this week, like, it's there. It's always there. But this week I saw so many things come together at once, both in pop culture. The pop culture stuff is stupid in that it's just pop culture and but whatever.
But it's not.
But the thing the stuff that I'm talking about in relation to it is not stupid. It's very serious. And I'm like, if this is what's going on with pop culture, I'm not ignorant to the rest of the world. I know it's all going on, but I'm like, Jesus, it's down here at this stupid level.
Oh, yeah, when people are reacting this way to like a TV show.
Yeah,
like, just think about that.
But think about
a TV
like,
show they don't even care about.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
But like the system, I mean, I don't want to go too far, but like the systems that have we, right? Like, money didn't exist until people made money a thing, right? Like we have created our reality and we maintain this reality, and it benefits certain people in certain ways, and pop culture represents that, right? It's an image of what is important to people and what people are interested in, right? Because that's what makes money. And so pop culture is really important, in my opinion, when it comes to that stuff, because it is a reflection of people, and only good-looking, able-bodied, cisgendered, white men and women have been featured in media for so long that it's uncomfortable for people to see something else. But and that's understandable, right? Change is hard for a lot of people.
Listen, I am, and again, I know this is a very heady topic for the podcast, and we're gonna get into regular stupid talk, I promise, very soon. Thank you for allowing us this time. I just felt this week in particular, with everything going on, it's important to talk about.
It feels like every week at this point.
Yeah, I know. I've watched things in pop culture where I've seen a person of color or some other ethnicity, and it surprises me, not in a bad way, but I'm surprised because I'm like, man, I don't think I've ever seen this. And then I'm like, holy crap, I don't think I've ever seen this. And I'm like, that's really disappointing. So, like my brain said, bad stuff going on. There are good people out there. We are here for the good people, and there's a lot of good people out there. And again, you guys in the chat are lovely and fantastic, and I've seen so much great stuff and support from you towards others. Not a lie, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the community that's been fostered. You are lovely people. We recognize it. And I'm also, just for the people at this table, incredibly lucky to have people who are not those horrible people. And we've all had our discussions, and we've all had things where we didn't understand something or didn't see something, but none of us were like, no, this is wrong, I'm disgusted. Everybody, whenever they have a point where they're like, I don't get it, I don't understand it, then we talk about the stuff and everybody comes to an understanding, or at least the point where they're like, listen, doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not going to stop it. It doesn't hurt me. I see it's doing good for people. So I'm very lucky to have people like that.
Yeah, find your people too. I would strongly encourage you to like squad up. Don't go at any of this.
Squad up.
That's right. Don't go at any of this stuff alone.
Yeah.
Like don't.
And like we've said, if you need someone to talk to and you got nowhere to turn, you can always message us on Discord. I've had people do it before.
Absolutely.
You can do it whenever that's not a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm saying it and I don't mean it.
Disingenuous?
Whatever. I'm not just throwing it out there. I mean it. People have done it because I've said you can do it, and I'm happy to do it. So if you ever feel you need that, we're here.
Find people that you can like have those uncomfortable conversations with if you don't understand something or you're not sure about something, and like, and be the person that people can come to, and not to be like, like, oh, I'm so woke, I can't, you can't come to me about this, that, the other thing, because you'll hurt my feelings. Like, be curious and like just you can't go wrong if you're coming from a place of love. Like you really can't.
So yeah, thanks. I wanted to talk about that. Like I said, I knew it's very different. We've done 836 shows. This is our 837th. I think we've had maybe one other serious conversation in the show. Unfortunately, it was not that long ago because of the way the world is now. But listen, for that many shows, I think we can dedicate 1/2 hour to this stuff. So.
I mean, this is
Your life.
A lot of my work, and so I would go on for years about this if you gave me the platform.
Sure, Patreon. But today, thank you for giving us that time. Let's talk about some
and hey, we love
equally
you.
important news, Nintendo news.
We love you all, and
love
we
you all, and-
appreciate you
yeah.
all.
We
and
love you,
accept
Mario.
You all.
We love you, Princess Peach.
And I'm hoping, eventually we won't have to talk about stuff like this because, frankly, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
News me up, Mom Brain, please.
Oh yeah, you give me just a
Let's
hot
do some
minute.
news. Thank you, Mom Brain.
Empty gesture, by the way. Steel Diver wanted you to know that was the word you were looking for.
Yes, that was it.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. All right, there's actually a lot of news this week and a lot of interesting news, and I'm happy to share it with you. First off, something everybody can agree on: Monster Hunter. We all love Monster Hunter. Not yet.
With peace and love.
This is really interesting. So Nintendo went to Capcom, obviously, and they were like, "Hey, let's do another Monster Hunter again that you make only on the Switch." And they're like, "Yeah, let's do it. Sounds like a great idea." And then Capcom was like, "Oh, wait. We don't have any Switch development units." And Nintendo's like, "Well, see you later." So when Capcom originally started working on Monster Hunter Rise, they did not have development kits for the Switch. So obviously this was years ago. But what did they do? Well, they knew about the Switch and they knew some of its features. So they started developing Monster Hunter Rise on the 3DS because it's a portable system. So they're like,
Holy
let's make sure
mackerel.
it works on a portable first, or at least we build this around portable play and then we'll do the Switch stuff later. This was revealed in a Nintendo Dream interview. I think it was Nintendo Dream with Capcom, obviously. Yeah, it was Nintendo Dream. The director of Monster Hunter Rise, Yasunori Ichinose, was asked about this, and they said, "We had no development hardware at this time for the Switch, but that was the arrangement we had with Nintendo. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate development was in full swing, so at first there were only 3 people on the team, myself, the main planner, and programmer. We didn't have a development kit and instead used a 3DS. We tested wire bugs and mechanics that have been in the works since the project's inception by making modifications to Generations Ultimate." So they use Generations Ultimate as a base to build Rise. Things that are exclusive to Rise are things like the wire bugs where you zip around to move more quickly, and other features as well, obviously. But I just think it's fascinating that they were like, all right, well, I guess we'll build for 3DS and see how the portable stuff goes from there. And obviously it worked out because Monster Hunter Rise made its way to, oh boy.
Give me a moment.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Did you
I'm
feed
petting
her?
her and she's
Don't
like,
pet her.
"Ah."
Don't pet her. Just sit here and don't pet her. Let's see what happens. Oh, I take it
sent
back.
a picture to the Discord of him giving her the claw hand, which is causing.
It's not
All the-
causing.
She's clearly in pain, and if you see the photograph, she
She
I
needs
like
a
how
treat.
This is like
Seconds
investigative
from death.
journalism.
Yeah, right.
She's clearly under duress.
These spy pictures. So anyway, it's interesting that Generations Ultimate was the base, as was the 3DS, and it paved the way for Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch. That's pretty interesting. Kurbo says, makes sense. Similar architecture in terms of the CPU. Not quite the 2 GameCubes duct taped together levels of similar, but close enough to use as a starting point.
Can I put the iPad just down on the floor and let her be
No.
the soundboard?
No. Remember that? I don't remember that developer that said it. I don't remember their name, but the I want to say it was the developer that made Spy Party, but that could be wrong. The guy who commented on the Wii and was like, it's 2 GameCubes duct taped together. It's not going to work. And, I was so mad about that at the time. Still mad. Can't remember the guy's name, but obviously he was wrong. So
Doesn't matter that he was wrong. He complained about it, and that made him feel good.
I think you're right. Nintendo has
Real
explained why they introduced the coral color for the Switch Lite. So, Mom Brain, you know the colors of the Switch Lite, obviously.
Yellow,
That is correct.
blue.
Turquoise, you mean, or blue?
Yeah, no, I meant like a turquoisey.
Okay.
Because we got that for somebody. And black,
Cobalt, I believe it is.
Oh.
And the 4th color?
Cabal.
white.
No, it's blue. I gave it away. It's a darker blue. But yes, coral's in there. Why did they do coral? Well, Nintendo designer Sakurai Yorkio talked about it. They said it's not a coincidence that the Coral Switch Lite and Animal Crossing New Horizons came out at roughly the same time, because they were looking for a new color that would stand out in the Switch lineup and also complement Animal Crossing. And they were like, you know what? The coral color seems to go really well. This kind of game, this kind of experience. Also, the coral color is very different from the colors that are available for the Switch Lite right now.
It's just pink.
It's coral.
I'm looking at it right now. They've got pink and blue for boys and girls. I don't see why this
Oh, there it is.
Oh my God.
boy.
I think that was a
Funny
joke.
you should say that, because I was at a Habitat for Humanity restore today, and I was looking through the book section, and it was kids books, fiction, science fiction, and then there was just a section called men's, and I was like, I laughed a little to myself, and I was
fishing.
like, is this the moment where I take a
And
Bible and put it in the fiction
how to make
section?
beef, how to make beef jerky.
Well, then I was like, well, what do they consider like
did you look?
specifically no, I was so disgusted.
What the hell? I want to know.
I was not giving it, and so I just was like, you know what, I'm not.
Hammers, a book about hammers.
Probably
Mostly pictures.
how to shave your face.
Mostly pictures. They were all picture books. So yes, the coral color came about because Animal Crossing. If you'll go back and look at all the advertising for Animal Crossing New Horizons, most of it features the coral Switch Lite. So obviously they want to promote that at the time because it's the new Switch Lite color. But yeah, I mean, that aesthetic together, it makes for a nice visual. I understand what they were going for. And it's not like Nintendo hasn't done that color in the past as well, but I'm trying to remember what that color aligned with at the time, what games were coming out that they did the pink or
Princess
pearl
Peach.
or whatever. Like the Pearl DS, you had a Pearl DS.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what came out at that time? Was it Animal Crossing at the time? Wild World? I don't know.
I don't remember, but you know what? I do remember
Freedom for
being
the world.
so freaking excited for my Bling Cube, for that silver
The platinum?
GameCube.
It's platinum.
I remember being like, I can feel that feeling right now about like, I don't know why that was so exciting to me, but it was.
That's what I have now, right? Don't I have the platinum?
You have my platinum.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And there's a controller that
Because
goes.
I
excuse
am
me,
stupid and got rid of my GameCube.
there's a controller that goes with it that has a sticker on it that says Mom B,
Oh, I know.
because I didn't want people using my controller.
That's the system where I have my infamous story from, where I went to the midnight launch and they're like, oh God, I'm so sorry. We only have purple. And I was like,
I don't
I
care
don't
about
care.
colors. I care about games.
I don't
Rumble
care.
Cowboy.
I don't care.
That's beautiful.
But that's where it started. And also I was in, what were we in? Prom? Homecoming?
I think it was Homecoming.
All dressed up right after. Man, that was great.
Not
Were you
me.
wearing
I
like a
got my
vintage suit
black GameCube.
or a tux?
No, I thought I was wearing a tux.
Well, then it would have been prom.
Because I remember Nintendo being dressed up as well, and she went for Nintendo definitely dressed up and went to a launch event. I remember that for sure, and she talks about it fondly. I don't remember what, but yeah. Listen, you gotta have priorities. I don't care what kind of dance is going on. If they're launching a Nintendo system, I gotta be there. Giant Reggie, top-rated comment, says, "I figured it was because the kids say coral to mean cool these days, and Nintendo was trying to be hip."
Do they?
That's a SpongeBob reference.
Oh.
Oops.
Just as Barnacles is a SpongeBob reference.
That I knew.
My leg. That's a SpongeBob reference.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
There's one we haven't heard in a long time.
Hi, I'm Squidward.
That's a good one.
Hi, how are you?
Beautiful.
Well, I'm Squidward.
What? Who is this?
It's some girl that's a vine, if I remember. It's
Oh,
the
right,
vine is
she
her like
taped
taping her
so it
nose
looked
flat
like
to her
Squidward's
face.
nose. Okay.
I just saw an old vine on TikTok this week that I had forgotten about, and I liked it again because it was the two guys in bed, and he's like, "Could you imagine if we were British, bro?" He's like eating biscuits and dunking crumpers or something.
Well, there's always room for a little.
Oh, Christmas
Little
pud.
Christmas pud.
pud, man.
I'm gonna go into my TikTok because I will know the here it is.
You fool, I'm glad we got our independence. Can you imagine me British? eating tea and dunking crumpers.
Eating tea and dunking crumpers.
Dunking crumpers.
Can you send it to me so I can send it to Mrs. B?
Not right now, but I will. One of my favorites, a classic. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, SpongeBob. He's a great guy. That SpongeBob's a great guy. Living under the sea, hanging out with a squirrel all the time. Man, Sandy is brave. I'd be
Really?
so afraid. Yeah, she can't breathe water.
I
Down
like
her-
That's
I
when
know,
he
but
goes
then
into
what if
her,
that suit fails? She's
when
gotta live in
SpongeBob
that
goes into
bubble.
her dome and he gets all dried up.
Yeah. That was good, man. I remember like when SpongeBob first started, and I watched it with you, but my parents and my sister, and we were like, "This show's really funny. It was really good."
It wasn't that long ago that you and I sat down
Yeah.
on like a Saturday morning and we were like, let's just watch some SpongeBob.
And we watched an episode that was from when, rest in peace. Of course, I don't remember his name. Hillenberg.
Oh yeah, he died. I
Yeah.
forgot.
He came back to do the show again, and the one we saw was about weightlifting. I don't remember, but it was one that he had just did because it was a new episode, and it was really funny. It was really good.
Hiley and Tom said, I love those Ren and Stimpy style gross out
Yes.
close-ups.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly
Ren
it.
is- talk about, here you go. Art from the artist, pioneering the ugly stuff, and Ren and Stimpy,
Yeah,
the
remember-
ugly close-ups.
Remember the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick are trying to figure out why they don't realize how bad their breath smells? Or
Yes,
something?
yes.
And then
Yep.
like when SpongeBob realizes it's because they ate this disgusting like sundae. It was just like
Yeah.
he goes like suddenly there's like a close up of his face and he goes like Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, Ren and Stimpy pioneered that stuff. I can't think of a cartoon before that was doing those gross up close-ups. But afterwards, lots of them did it.
Close
like
up, close up. That's catchy.
Flapjack. Flapjack was doing them too.
Yeah.
Flapjack was fantastic.
Flapjack did not get the credit it
No.
deserved.
Yeah.
It
I
got
agree.
3 seasons, but in
Yeah.
Cartoon Network time, that means like a year and a half because they cram them in there. But
It's,
it was just around other shows that I think.
it's very similar to SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But I liked Flapjack as well.
Yes.
I feel
And
like
the
they-
character, another great annoying character with a really funny voice. Like Flapjack's voice is great.
I feel like they gave a little more of a nod to like the adult
Yes.
audience.
Yeah.
I mean, SpongeBob has its moments, but
Yeah, Ren and
Yeah, yeah.
Stimpy audience, adult all the way. SpongeBob will, there's stuff in there for adults for sure, but Flapjack I think is a bit of a happy medium between the
if
two.
you've never watched Ren and Stimpy,
Well,
do.
here, that's the thing. Like again, it's like Harry Potter and what's her face and Ren and Stimpy and him. Like they're
You-
not the
you
best
know her
people,
name.
but as long as J.K. Rowling and
AKA
if you can
John
separate
Kennedy.
the art from the artist, then yeah, go. And there, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So many Harry
Oh,
Potter
yeah.
is so near and dear to so many people. It means so much to them and helped them so much in their lives. And it was consumed at a time when we didn't know the person involved was, let's just say, not the best. Which is the case for us with Ren and Stimpy. At the time, we didn't know John Cristofalusi was such
I mean, we knew he was probably an insane person.
weird
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, just not the
Well,
lecherous
Not to be-
weird.
it's funny you should bring that up because the Harry Potter thing, because I'm a big fan of American Girl. I mean,
The dolls.
yeah,
Who isn't?
I have many of them. And my co-teacher sent me that they're going to do like a Harry Potter collab. And I was like, well, now you've put me in a rough spot. Like, I don't want to put money in her pocket,
Yeah.
but like,
It is tough because you have to think about money going towards the creator, but how much does the art mean to those who don't follow the creator's beliefs at all? Like there's
that's
all
a
kinds
really-
of
that's a tough one for me. That's
here's
a
the
really
thing.
tough one.
It
for
is
me.
tough, and there's no clear-cut answer.
No,
And
there's
I-
not.
I feel like when it comes to these things, every individual is going to have their,
Yes.
the line
Mhm.
to be crossed.
I can't fault people for what side of the fence they fall on with that stuff because it's about the art speaking to you in a way.
Well, we've had this conversation, I think probably on the podcast, where like, I try to do what I can to like not support organizations, people, businesses, whatever that like
Yeah.
I find to be, less than nice and good. But it's also like almost we don't have that kind of money that we can just like
The money.
spend however much we want on, stuff that like is artisanal, handmade by someone who's lovely. Like, so it's that happy medium between like
you do what you can.
being mindful of where your money goes.
I just think it's different when it comes to art because the creation of art means something to someone like in their heart.
Yeah.
Like somebody eating at Chick-fil-A, it's not like this speaks to my heart.
I
mean, maybe I don't know.
parents
Maybe it
think
does.
speaks to their
Sometimes
heart.
it can mean something that the artists themselves didn't even intend
Exactly.
in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's a case by case basis as far as the person goes. Yeah. Can't fault anybody. But anyway, speaking of art, Resident Evil 4. What a work of art. One of the most influential entries in the franchise besides the first installment.
I thought about that too.
At first I thought you were talking about the Netflix series.
Oh, that's a work of art,
Yeah.
certainly. As far as as far as using the very literal base definition of art, then yes, it is art. But no, Resident Evil 4, the game. Revolutionary for the franchise, a watershed moment for Resident Evil and action games in general. And here's the crazy part. One of the huge changes in Resident Evil 4 is the camera. The camera's completely changed, and it completely changes the flow of the game and how it plays.
A very influential
completely changes the flow of the game and how it plays.
A very influential part of that game.
Yeah. Well, according to Shinji, didn't think it was all that innovative. He's like, we should do this change, but I don't think it's anything special. And he was very surprised to hear that it was so praised and such a big deal. And praise came from fans, but also people very high up in the world of video games, such as Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Kirby and Smash Brothers. Mikami says, quote, "It felt natural, oddly enough. We weren't planning on doing something innovative, but in the end, everyone kept saying we did. To us personally, we just thought that angle was better. We weren't trying to do something new or groundbreaking. There was none of that." End quote. He said Sakurai came to see him, played an early build of the game, and Sakurai was like, "Who did the camera for this game?" And Mikami was like, "Well, I did." And Sakurai said, "This is an incredible change. This is a huge surprise, and this is a big deal." And Mikami was like, "Really? Like, we think it works well, but this is very surprising to me that you're acting like this." And then Mikami said they went to E3 and showed off the game there. And people by that point knew about the camera angle, but now you could go hands-on with it. And Mikami said that the team that was working on Gears of War came over to him and was like, "You are directly responsible for what's going on with Gears of War."
Whoa.
Like, the camera angle and movement in Gears of War was based completely off of Resident Evil 4. And he's like, I'm shocked. I cannot believe this.
Mikami for those Gears of War games.
So he's like, it's just funny how we were doing something that we thought would be good for the game, but we didn't realize how well people would respond to it and how big of a difference it made.
Were the Uncharted games also inspired by?
I don't know for a fact about that. I couldn't say. You could certainly see, as a fan, you could see influence, sure, but I don't know if Naughty Dog has ever said that openly. Joe Shabadoo says, well-deserved praise, and it makes sense. If it weren't for RE4, I would have never rigged up a camera mounted to my shoulder so I could experience my entire life in third person and know when any threats were looming in the distance or hiding behind objects. That's great. What a way to live a life. Ever vigilant. Hopefully you haven't come across any I'm sorry, not zombies, whatever they are in the game.
In what? Resident Evil?
Yeah.
There's zombies.
No, 4. Ganados.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ganados.
Yeah. I thought about
or one
that
of the
too.
The big guys, whatever they are. You know.
El
the
Gigante.
huge-
El Gigante.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
It's a good thing I just recently read.
Hello.
I can't stop.
Oh my god!
Man, I remember sitting with the sniper rifle, like looking out over the shacks and just like popping people's heads, and I was like,
When the
"Oh, this
little-
is great."
When those like weird alien things come out of their pop heads
Yep,
and then
yep.
you shoot those. Oh, so great.
The atmosphere in that game,
So good.
fantastic,
And it never let up.
right? It really like like I'm trying to think of. There are no other Resident Evil games minus the first one where the atmosphere hits me on that level. Like those settings and the way they're built, that really resonates
even
with me. That
close.
feels like that permeates the entire experience. Really built it up for me.
Yeah, there was a familiarity in the most recent one,
Mm-hmm.
Village, but it just
Yeah.
doesn't have. It's not as cohesive. Like you're in that one and you're like, oh, this is a video game world.
Yes.
You know, like
When you're walking up that one side, there's like the abandoned building up on the hill, and you're walking through like the area where there's all the wilted crops and the things are running around in there. when I was walking up that path up to that place, I was like, this feels like Resident Evil 4 right now. So I get what you're saying, but yeah, it doesn't. It hits different, but in a bad way, as the kids would say. Speaking of hits, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle has now, according to Ubisoft, reached over 10 million unique players. It's a funny way to say that. Why would they say unique players? Because most recently, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle was a Switch Online free trial game. So that means if you have the Switch Online service, you could, for a full week, play Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle in its entirety. So start to finish if you manage to squeeze it in a week. But those don't count as game sales, obviously. So they're saying the game has reached 10 million unique players. Actual sales, I would guess 8 or 9 million, somewhere around there. Probably over 9 million, to tell you the truth. But anyway, great for a spin-off Mario game with the Rabbids.
Double spin-off.
And it's a genre that Nintendo fans aren't too familiar with, as far as strategy and XCOM style, whatever you call XCOM gameplay, turn-based strategy, tactical strategy,
turn-based.
But anyway, the sequel's in the works. The originals hit 10 million. So congrats to everybody that picked that up and made that a hit, a well-deserved hit. I had a feeling I would like that game, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. That every once in a while, there's a gameplay mechanic in a game where I'm just like, I don't know how to describe it other than being like, I love it and I want more of it. And I feel like I'm like eating it. Like I'm like, this is so good. I could go for more. And it's like that in Resident Evil, the combination of shooting someone in the knee,
delicious,
and then going over and kicking their head and popping it. I could do that a billion times and it feels just as good.
Yeah.
And the battles in Kingdoms, whatever.
I love. Sorry to interrupt, but when you're playing the Mercenaries mode and you play as Wesker and he like does the drop kick that instantly makes the head explode.
Yes,
that's great.
Feels so good. And
like
that's how. Go ahead.
I was just gonna while we're reminiscing about Mercenaries. I like when Krauser turns his weird arm into that like big spike, and you can go through like wipe out the guys. Is the best.
Yep. And I get that feeling from Kingdom Battle, not the popping head, but it's the gameplay mechanic in that, the battling in that feels so satiating. It feels so. There's just something that feels so good. It's so satisfying when you win a battle, or you're just like, oh my God, everything came together so good. And I just really feel like I've accomplished something. And then you go to the next battle and you're like, here we go again. It just feels great. So anybody who picked up that game and enjoyed it, I'm glad to hear it, because well-deserved. What an excellent title. I remember Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. The sequel comes out October 20th. The last quarter of this year for the Switch is so incredibly packed with stuff. It's insane. There's so much in that 3 to 4 month range
that a lot of people are looking forward to.
Well, there's got to be stuff in there you want.
Not yet.
I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but there is a lot in there for a lot of people. You got the range from what's a good range from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet up to Bayonetta 3. Like there's a whole range of stuff in there, and those are the two extremes as far as game types go. Storubs Corvin says Mario plus Rabbids hits 10 million unique. What? Oh, he says Mario plus players hits 10 million unique Rabbids. I started the game, but I fell off after a couple hours. I should probably try it again. Well, now's the time. Because the sequel's coming up. And as Deux will say, attest to, he has played some games in his day where it didn't hit for him, and then he changed the time of year or whatever, and came at it another time, and he's like, wow, this is great now.
Yeah,
So
it's happened to me a couple of times. So never say never, people.
That's right. People.
Always say not yet.
That's right.
Never say never, always say not yet.
That's great. Also, we have a little sales update on Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and you might be thinking, how could we possibly have a sales update on that game? That was a limited time sale from Nintendo. You are correct. As you might remember, Nintendo stopped selling Super Mario 3D All-Stars on March 31st, 2022. It was an anniversary product that they sold for a short amount of time, and then removed from the Switch eShop, and then also removed from retailers. But Obviously, there were some shipments before Nintendo officially had the cutoff date, and those shipments are still being found by fans and being snatched up. So last time we heard about the game sales, they were at 9.01 million, and now they're at 9.07 million.
Thank you so much for playing
So
my
since
game.
Nintendo stopped producing the game, fans out there have found roughly 60,000 copies to snatch up. So if you've given up hope on getting the game and you don't want to buy it on a reseller's site because of the exorbitant prices, there are still retailers out there who have them. So keep an eye peeled at all your regulars and maybe mom and pops
Just
too.
one eye.
One
peeled.
eye. So they're still out there. 60,000 units in, April, May, June, July, August. So 5 months. Not a ton, obviously, but they're out there. So don't lose hope if you want that physical copy. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg to get it. You can find it. Do retailer sites that help you keep track, like what is it? Brick Seeker or whatever? I don't know. There's lots of retailer sites. Very good. Very good. This is good. Excellent. Currybo says, not bad for a limited release. I would agree, Currybo. You're right. All right. Joshua.
Yes.
Cool. Could you throw me to commercial, please, Josh?
Sure, whatever. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Josh, it's my fault. I asked
Did you know you can win money just for playing Tetris? 5,000.
Oh.
Sequelcast 2 and Friends looks at movies and video games and franchises, one movie and game at a time. Hosted by Matt Bradley Shurgi, Thrasher, and Alex Miller, been going since 2009, and we're part of the HyperX Podcast Network.
For every episode of No More Whoppers that you listen to, we will send you a 25-cent coupon for participating Krogers. How many Krogers are participating? None, but you're still getting the coupon.
And it's like 25 cents in $1985.
Right, so today that's like
28 cents.
No More Whoppers. Take that to the bank and smoke it.
On the HyperX Podcast Network and nomorewhoppers.com.
All right. I have my read, of course. My fault. Every time. Oh no, I closed my email.
Smash that subscribe button.
Josh, that was perfect timing. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
I got a little something to tell you.
Oh.
We're
Did you
all
know
ears.
that class is back in session? And HyperX has the grade A gear you need for dorm life, remote classes, and for schooling folks online. Boom! Roasted!
Man, that was like 3 puns in a sentence.
Shop the HyperX back-to-school deals going on at hyperx20.com in honor of the 20th anniversary to make your return to student life a breeze. Comfortable cloud headsets can keep you focused as you cram for finals with some lo-fi beats or podcasts or ASMR, people tapping on, I don't know, candles or whatever they do. Stay productive and lightweight with the Pulsefire mice, the responsive alloy keyboards, and more. Keep your GPA and your KDA high. Don't get high. Keep them high. GPA is
Grade point average.
yes, and KDA is
Kills death average.
that's right.
Ooh.
Keep your kills up, your deaths down with the HyperX products and accessories. Again, go to hyperx20.com and check that stuff out. There you go. Thank you so much.
Get
for
hype
playing my
with
game.
HyperX.
What do we got here? Hey, what? Josh, hit me with one of those. I haven't heard it in a while. As only you can.
Just did it last week.
I'm the star of the show.
It's been a week since I heard it.
I am the world's best singer.
Thank you, Josh.
Is that what I sound like?
Yep, and you're the best at it. We got some worldwide updates on Switch first-party games as far as sales go. I got 3DS ones too. You know what? We're gonna skip this story because
Okay. I mean, we just went through a whole
yeah, I'm gonna go to the next story because it's related and it just makes more sense. So we had a Switch update on software as far as first-party game sales go. But here's the most important stat. Well, actually, let's guess. How many first-party games on the Switch have sold over 1 million units? This is worldwide, everybody. Perfect.
How many?
How
First
many?
party
Regis Philbin
Switch games.
Do you know? I mean, can you tell us how many first-party games there are altogether?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
Probably a pretty good number.
10.
10.
12.
12.
16.
16.
15.
15. 16. Nikki Hill, you are the winner. Give him some applause, please. Yes, Nikki Hill, you're the winner with 16. The correct answer is 55. 55 million sellers on the Switch.
Wow.
Yes, we have the whole list. I'll give you a couple of them on there, but 55 first-party million sellers on the Switch worldwide. And the list includes it's a who's who of first-party games, including Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's go down to the bottom to see what else is on here that you might not know about. First-party million sellers, including Paper Mario: The Origami King, Clubhouse Games,
What?
Pikmin 3 Deluxe,
That's a good one.
ARMS.
No.
I forgot about ARMS.
That's funny because you just sounded like the star of this game, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
I'm the man. Time for adventure.
There you go.
Whoa.
Diaper Adventure is right. Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Tennis Aces, also a newcomer to the list, Kirby and the Forgotten Realms.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Nintendo Switch Sports, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, I was silly to say 15. That's ridiculous.
Metroid Dread, and it goes on and on. I didn't even name half of them. But there are some of your 55 million sellers on the Switch. First party again. That's not including third party, but there. See House G's is on there.
What?
That's how I should have said
Where
it.
is
Sorry.
Kirby at right now?
The number
Sitting right next to you.
Kirby is at 3.9 million as of quarter 4 2021.
3.9 million.
So we don't even have first quarter. 3.9 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Just wonder. Seeing if we're on track.
Oh, that's right. What did I say?
You said 5.13 million by October 6th, I believe.
Yeah. Again, this is the quarter 4 2021 number.
Wow.
Quarter 4 2021. I just want to stress that.
That's fine. Just
why are we so behind on that information?
Stress it.
Nintendo only does quarterly reports. I apologize for the attitude.
Wait.
I apologize for the attitude.
Quarter 4 2021.
What part of I'm sorry don't you understand?
What?
When did that end?
March.
Who do you think you are? I am.
And at the time,
So that includes the
time,
same
Kirby-
data. Yeah.
At the time, Kirby was pretty new.
Yeah.
It was really new.
Yeah. So it's like 8 weeks, 9 weeks of data. The Shave says, after notching up 11 of the top 17, I was surprised to have only 16. We don't really have any of the Pokemon or sports titles for a start, and I'm saving all my Xenoblade love for the remake of X. Make it happen, Monolith Soft. Oh, another Xenoblade fan over there. Yes. I posed this question to everybody on the site. How many of these 55 do you have? So you'd have to, you guys would have to look at your list.
Ooh, that's exciting.
All right, let's see. I can guess. Everybody here's got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I don't actually.
I have it.
All have Breath of the Wild.
Of course.
Odyssey?
Booyah.
You two have Ring Fit.
I do.
Yeah.
See how
you two have Luigi's Mansion 3?
I have Luigi's Mansion 3.
Nikki Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, this is tough. You guys have Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
You don't?
No, so far I only have 2 of these.
See House G's.
Everybody here? No. You two Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening.
I have Link's Awakening.
Okay. Everybody here Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening?
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is you.
DX?
DX was on the Game Boy Color. Remember they remade that for the Switch? Nikki Hill?
Wow.
He's gone.
He's very confused.
Was it physical release too?
Yeah. All first party games are physical.
Huh.
You have whatever I just said. Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Realm, yes.
Wrong.
Clubhouse Games you have.
That's right.
Oh, this one.
What is it?
Does anybody have Tropical Freeze? I know you said it was too hard, but you had it on the Wii U. Yeah.
I have it on the Wii U.
Okay. Fair enough. Skyward Sword. You have it. That's it. No Skyward Sword over that side of the table, right?
Oh, well, I have it for the Wii.
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Nikki Hill, no.
No.
Nope. Metroid Dread. We
yeah.
all have it.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm at 10.
Pikmin, you have
11.
Captain Toad. You too.
12.
Nikki Hill.
No.
All right, that's all the ones I would think you guys would have if I missed any in there. Like I skipped Pokemon games. Oh, Super Mario Party. You have.
Nice. 13.
I do have it, but I haven't played that one either.
Splatoon 2?
Yeah.
There you go. You're
I
up
don't
there,
have
baby.
Party. I think Doom might
Maybe
be
I
the
don't have
winner here.
Party. Maybe I have Party Superstars. I don't know. I don't know which one.
Yeah, one of them. I don't remember which one either. Oh, and you have Mario Golf Super Rush.
15.
All right, so we squeezed
And
even
that
more
was
out
a
of there.
million seller. I guess we all were duped on that one.
Let me see. I mean, it was, yes, but I'll give you the number as of quarter 4 2021, 2.3 million. And there you go. And more to come, obviously. Breath of the Wild 2 will be on that list. Bayonetta 3 will hopefully make that list. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will definitely make that list. Like I said, many more. There's going to be more this year. What do we got here? Do I want to do this?
I think that just proves yet again that Nintendo is doomed.
That's right. Always and forever. We're not going to do this.
Well, maybe if they had 56 million sellers.
All right, so I will talk about this because a lot of people are interested in this side of the tech.
Talk about it.
Splatoon
Talk about it.
3 is coming out soon. What are we, a week away? Holy bejesus. Yeah, we're a week away. Less than a week. We did the Splatoon 3 Splatfest world premiere demo. So hopefully you enjoyed that. But when Splatoon 3 comes out, hopefully you win some games. But there might be a few instances where you and an opponent splat each other at the same time. Sounds hot. Why does that happen so often? It seems to happen a decent amount in Splatoon 2. I don't know in Splatoon 3. I'll have to play it more. But yeah, in Splatoon 2, you might have noticed that it happens a decent amount that you and your opponent splat each other at the same time. How does that happen?
I mean, isn't that kind of the goal?
You would hopefully like to survive the splatting and splat someone.
To splat another day.
To splat another day. And it all has to do with tick rate. A game's tick rate is how often a game refreshes. It's how often information refreshes.
Also known as the refresh rate.
A second. So you would like a higher number per second.
The tick rate refers to how long a game spends in the tall grass.
That's right. Come out with a lot of ticks.
That's
I get
right.
it.
That's right.
So for average, most online games are between
Wait.
30 and 60 hertz.
I think we need George. Have you ever had Lyme's disease?
Oh,
Since we're on the subject of ticks.
Wow.
Every morning I wake up, I got a fever for Lyme's. a fever that only Lyme's can cure.
That's true.
I don't know why you're laughing. I have to live with this every day.
So yeah, most games have a 30 to 60 hertz tick rate, but it's different for Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is 30%. It has a 16 hertz tick rate, which is obviously lower. That's what Splatoon 2 has. Splatoon 3 also has a 16 hertz tick rate. So it matches the last game, and people are upset to see that because they would like to see that number doubled. So then the game would update more quickly or more often, and in that way you could avoid some of those double splats because the game would process more information in that second and be like, oh no, this guy eked out the kill before the other guy got that shot out. So
But
really
sometimes
one should be alive.
It works out that way.
Sometimes it does, but I can easily admit and recognize that in Splatoon 2, it does seem it happens more often that you get in a stalemate and you both splat each other at the same time. It's not every time, but it is enough in the game to notice. You're like, man, we kill each other again at the same time. That's pretty crazy, but that's why.
Great minds,
Here's the crazy thing. The original Splatoon had a better tick rate. So I don't know why on the Wii U Nintendo had a higher tick rate, and on Splatoon 2 and 3 has a lower tick rate. Nintendo works in strange ways. It could be Nintendo being like, players are frustrated when they die more often than the other person lives. So if we knock down the tick rate, then they both die, and at least the player could be like, well, at least I got them too. I could totally see Nintendo acting like that. So, but I don't know. Who knows? We don't know the answer. All we know is that's the tick rate.
At the end of like the timer, everybody just like gets
Splats.
inked and yeah.
Hell yeah. Splat me. Splat me, mommy. The Shave says Nintendo's middling approach to online is endlessly maddening. Games like Fortnite handle online fine with full chat capabilities, while Kirby friggin' Buffet is stalling due to lag. And despite being the only company in the industry with a 40-year back catalog, capital letters, I'm expected to pay an increased monthly fee to access the same N64 games I already paid to have on Virtual Console for each of the last 2 machines.
I understand.
Thanks for coming. Oh God, this is funny. I love these posts so much.
Haha, and might I add,
sensitive ears, guys. This is a sensitive topic. We will be sharing foul language.
My freaking
ears. According to Nintendo. As you know, Nintendo has an internal list of words and names that they don't allow on the Switch, just as any company does. Microsoft has it. Sony has it. It's a list that is constantly updated because as time rolls on, there are words that people used to say that now mean something different. So somebody could, next week make the word. Trying to think of a word.
Cereal.
The word cereal could mean the word cereal could be
Name
racist.
a woman. Or it could be
any woman,
or it could be a sex move.
Yes, cereal means a sex
They
move.
could say something like,
I like that better.
Rats eat your eyes!
And that could mean something horribly offensive. Yeah. So these lists are constantly updated. And no, go right ahead.
I was just gonna say if it's slang, it's chances are it's probably either a sex move or something racist.
That's true. I would say more often sex move. I appreciate you bringing that up. And at least that we can all laugh about. Anyway, these lists are constantly updated because of that. They have to be. And Nintendo has done what is known as a rebootless update to the Switch. That means you don't have to download a firmware update. It's applied without you even knowing. And only thing that happened this time is additions to the list of Nintendo's bad words. 3 things this time. Very excited to share this list with you. First off,
Family
a crude
jewels.
text drawing of a penis. So ASCII art, basically. So like the old number 8 equals and the letter D. There you go. Something like that.
it's not that the penis is crude. It's like a crude approximation.
Yes, a crudely drawn penis.
The art
through
itself
text.
is crudely drawn. Okay.
Yes. Next, a misspelling of the C word. Now,
these are
cereal.
That's
funny. The C word. Yes.
These are now allowed, or they're not allowed anymore?
No. These are banned, newly banned. So the C word was always banned, but now people are misspelling it in a certain way, and Nintendo has seen enough where they're like, all right, we gotta ban this.
Okay.
I think it's great that it happens so much that they need to ban
That
it.
it's like on their
it's
radar.
not like somebody just gives Nintendo a list and they add it. This is like, all right, we're seeing this a lot in our games. And now with Splatoon 3 coming out and you have the drawings that you can do and all that stuff that have to get vetted, they're like, we got to update this list. And my favorite one on the list, because we're going to test the table to see if anybody knows what this is. I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong because I'm only realizing right now I've never heard it pronounced. I certainly have read it, and I'm certainly a fan. The term ahegao or ahigo, depending on how you say it, in Japanese has been banned. Ahegao or ahego. If somebody wants to do a phonetic spelling in the Discord, I will gladly look at that and pronounce it correctly. Ahegao.
There is a
it's going to be, I knew it was going to be
Beavis and Butthead in the chat right now.
I thought an example was going to be in the chat.
Not yet.
10th Division. Yeah, you got it. Don't look in the chat. Does anybody know what this is?
I already looked. So.
What?
Oh, Nikki Hill knew.
Total weeb.
Total weeb.
Yeah.
Highly Tom, I like that answer too.
Hentai correspondent, right?
Yeah. All right. So it doesn't. No, that's right. You're the hentai correspondent. So it doesn't have to be hentai. It's just like well, as Tent Division and Highly and Tom have said, a sexy face or a naughty face. It's usually like eyes, like like crazy eyes, and like
like when
a
like,
tongue sticking out, and like yes, that's it. That's it.
They go like cross-eyed, right?
Yes,
I
you
didn't know
got
there
it.
was a word for that face.
There is a word.
Oh, there are
And
some
it's-
pronunciations in the.
I'm seeing that.
Band
Oh,
on the
an
Switch.
O face.
Yeah, it's
sure,
basically an
solid
O
master.
face.
Yes, except in the world of, well, it was in the world of anime, but now real men and women do this as well for online pictures or videos. So I've been told. But yes, Nintendo apparently was seeing that so much that they were like, well, now we have to ban this. So
The mention of it, or people were saying
how you say it in Japanese, yes. There you go, Wario. Anastasia Beaverhausen with a Wario.
Yep. Now I understand
That's great.
completely.
I mean, maybe people were actually getting turned on while playing.
Well, I mean, with this face, of course.
Talking about
Yeah.
splatting and
Splatting and
so
tentacles.
tentacles. Yep. Inking territory.
We're gonna have to stop talking about this. It's turning me on too hard.
So there is your.
Isn't that what Beautiful Joe would say?
A Hago,
Henshin a go-go?
Go, baby. That's why they don't make games with him anymore, because of that. So there you go. There's your updated list. I'm sorry to everybody who can no longer use those words and phrases or draw your text dicks.
I mean, they'll find
anymore.
another loophole.
Although, listen, it's crude artwork of a penis. I'm sure Nintendo hasn't figured out every way you could draw a penis with text. So get out there and try your best. Currybo says, I didn't know Nintendo did rebootless updates. That's more interesting than not being able to write 8 equals capital D. Yes, they have been doing rebootless updates for a while, and actually most of the time when they do them, they are related to this bad word list. Thanks to data miner Oatmeal Dome for digging up this information. He always gets the information on the rebootless updates, and now we have that. And now we know how to keep you from getting in trouble when you're online.
Now we do.
Now you do. Here's a rumor.
Give it to us.
Dude, this is a rumor. If you didn't already see, you'll be very excited about. This comes from GameSpeed managing editor
it's gonna be
Mike Minotti, who I have heard of, but more importantly, Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, Mr. Grubb.
Mr. Grubb.
Grubb is an industry insider, I'd say, to the max. He knows his stuff. He gets inside information that is almost always the real deal. What does Mr. Grubb say this time? He says, get ready, during the week of September 12th, there will be a Nintendo Direct. And it sounds like...
No way!
It sounds like it's not a partner Direct. It's not a mini Direct. This is a full fat Direct. A traditional, regular Direct. Which people have been waiting for. But what are you going to get?
Oh, I think we know because of Grubb.
Something Deux has been waiting for and talking about. According to Mr. Grubb, we will be hearing about a whole bunch of Zelda stuff. It'll be a Zelda blowout.
It'll be legendary.
His words, not mine. But he says in particular, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports to the Switch.
Nice,
So the
finally.
HD version's jumping over to the Switch, obviously. He didn't outright say news for Breath of the Wild 2, but you would suspect some Breath of the Wild 2 news. Also, apparently, one of the long-standing... some of the long-standing, or one of the longest-standing rumors with the Switch outside of the Switch Pro, a Metroid Prime remaster. Apparently, we're going to hear about it in this thing, because the people who have been saying this thing exists are saying it's like it has to happen now. It has to be this year. It has to be at the close of the year. So we'll see.
Why does it have to be?
Based on what they've heard, like this is it. They only push things back because of Metroid Prime 4's delay and the pandemic. Like they've been sitting on this finished game for years now. So
wow.
Which finished game?
Metroid Prime's remaster.
Is it? Oh, it's just the first Prime.
Yeah.
Actually remastered. It's
Just
not
the
like
first Prime.
it's not like the
Yes.
trilogy
No.
rebooted on the Switch. It's
This
like
is a remaster in honor of the game's 20th.
yes,
I
please. 20 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
GameCube
I
to now,
still
baby.
remember flying onto that. Watching the ship
Yep.
fly down.
I've
and
never
come
been more
out.
nervous for a Nintendo game than that game, because I was like, how is Metroid going to work in first person? I was so worried about that game.
They showed you how.
They showed me, and I was like, from here on out, I won't question anymore. And then other stuff, third-party stuff in this, nothing specific with names.
And then they gave you other M, and you were like, oh.
Well, he didn't
Sure.
question it.
I didn't
He didn't
question
question
it.
it. He's like,
played it.
maybe I should.
I
He's like, I
questioned
wish-
it at that press event that I've talked about a million times. Currybo says, rumor, chicken dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, again, this is rumored. But we won't have to wait long to see if the rumor comes true because it's the week of September 12th. That is TGS week, everybody. The Tokyo Game Show, which Nintendo famously does not attend. So if Nintendo does not attend the show, why not do your own thing?
Good for them.
And then also, as always, just because I need to
Spoiled
say
little-
it,
not spoiled,
Tokyo
but
Game
little
Show
brats.
will have Switch games. It's just Nintendo's partners are there. Nintendo themselves do not go.
You like your game show over there? Well, look at what we have over here.
I don't know why Nintendo doesn't do that. I know they used to do their Nintendo World thing, but they haven't done that in years. And that was their excuse for not doing the Tokyo Game Show. So I don't know. Whatever. Here's something interesting, guys. Konami might.
They save a lot of money by not having a giant booth with a
True.
bunch of stuff.
But they're at Comic-Con right now. Or no, PAX West. They're at PAX West. They have a Splatoon 3 setup at PAX West. I mean, it's a booth, but like it looks like the Splatlands in Splatoon 3, like with the mountains and all the like they actually built the location to play the game in.
So cool.
Crazy. Anyway, Konami. I've complained recently about Konami saying like, man, where'd they go? What are they doing?
They make pachinko.
They make
machines
pachinko
now, right?
machines. Castlevania pachinko. That's what we all want.
Sexy Castlevania pachinko.
That's
games.
right. Well, get ready for the Tokyo Game Show, everybody. Because Konami's going to be there. They're showing off stuff. Konami's always there. Whatever.
Konami's back, baby.
They have an unannounced game. Not that crazy. But here's the thing. Konami says they are going to be showing a new installment for a beloved franchise. This is not a collection. This is a new installment in a beloved franchise.
Which they didn't name.
They did not say. But the Tokyo Game Show is next week, so we won't have to wait.
What are
long.
all the third-rate games that Konami made in the past?
All right, so let's go Konami franchises. Are we going to start with jokes or are we going to start with real? I'll
Did
go
they
either
do
way.
Jackal? Remember that game?
They did Jackal.
Oh!
Beloved franchise. I love that. That Jackal is awesome. Great soundtrack, too. Konami franchises. I'm trying not to go for the big ones right away. We have Legend of Mystical Ninja. They've done plenty of Goemon games, just not recently. It is a
They
franchise.
wouldn't do one now for the States, right?
Yeah.
No one here
I
cares.
don't think so.
They're probably not making another Tiny Toons game.
Probably not. No.
Maybe for the new tie-in with the new series.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, Buster and Babs can't fillet
They
each
can't
other in
bone.
it.
So that's why you're not.
Well,
buying
they
it.
can. It's just very socially unacceptable.
Buster and Babs, no fillation.
Nice. That's awesome.
Rule 34.
I
it's
heard
probably
that's
Bomberman.
my rumor of the week. I heard they're gonna say that as their new catchphrase. I see Bomberman, but we already know a new Bomberman's in the works, so scratch
Was
that off the
Bomberman
list.
Konami?
Well, they bought Hudson,
That's right.
So,
Sorry.
counts.
Silent Hill.
Now we're talking about the big ones. There's
I
Silent
don't
Hill.
know any. I don't know. I without looking them up, I don't know any of them.
Silent Hill, Castlevania, Metal Gear, Contra.
Contra is Konami.
Man, it's like knocking it out of the park with those right there, and
Yeah.
you know it's either not going to be one of those,
No,
or
I think
it
it
is going to
is.
be one of those, and it's going to stink.
Well, which one?
No,
do you-
like they
what
went
would
out
be
of
your
their way to
guess?
say a beloved friend. I'm gonna guess because there's been so much rumbling about it. I'm gonna guess Silent Hill.
Oh, okay.
Now, for a little bit more on the rumor side, all right. So Silent Hill is rumored, but like information
a
leaked
Yu-Gi-Oh!
on this
something
game,
or
like,
other.
and Konami had it taken down. So that's very plausible. I don't want to say not. It's certainly plausible, but we haven't seen anything. I have heard multiple times from trustworthy sources that a new Castlevania is very far along in development, like close to done in development. That's what I want the
Do they
most.
still have it in them to make a good Castlevania game, though?
Well, see, I would say
Is it going to be?
yes,
3D?
because I think they would turn for help to they would turn to someone else for help, like they did with Mercury Steam and Lords of Shadow. Like the first Lords of Shadow, I thought was really good. I really liked that game.
So would you? I mean, at this
Lords
point,
of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, I really enjoyed too. Lords of Shadow 2, I thought was very bad.
at this point,
Yeah, I
are
didn't
you
play
taking
either
anything?
of the other games.
What do you mean? Oh, as in a 3D Castlevania or a 2D?
Yeah,
Castlevania?
like
I would prefer 2D. I'll take a 3D.
Yeah,
I
you're
get
not
it.
an animal.
Yeah, I would
That's all-
take it, but
I don't remember anything without looking it up. But I just saw Castlevania Judgment, so like it could be a situation like
Fighting
that,
game.
or it's like it's a
there's-
Silent Hill fighting game or something.
Yeah, but they're saying like a
Castlevania
new
cart game.
installment. I wouldn't consider Judgment an installment in the Castlevania franchise.
What
It's
if
a
it-
spin-off.
What
but-
if it was a Silent Hill game but done like side-scrolling Streets of Rage or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style, like arcade game?
That would
Listen,
anger a lot of people.
I'm down for whatever, as long as the franchise comes back and they're really doing like a new installment. I'll
It's probably
I'll
a
give it a
Yu-Gi-Oh
shot.
game.
But top of my list, I want Castlevania. Top of my list, 2D Castlevania. After that, Contra. But they did a new Contra recently that people hated. I didn't hate it.
Oh, a
but
3D. What if
Yeah, I
it was a
forgot about that new
3D Contra?
They did that.
Is
It's
that
on
what
the
they did?
Switch. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks like crap.
It is a very ugly game on
Yeah,
all
that's the one
systems.
thing I
That
remember
is a
from the demo.
it's really
You know it's
ugly.
bad when Nikki Hill's like joke comments
Yeah, right.
are real.
They came true.
Below that, Silent Hill. Now I love Silent Hill. Just I'm forever going to be like I wish it was PT.
Yeah, we'll always be.
Yeah.
Well, that's
thinking
going to
about
be
what could
tough
have been.
with Metal Gear too. Like I don't.
That's why Metal
I've
Gear is my
lost-
bottom.
I've lost all interest in a new Metal Gear if my boy's not involved.
If they do a new Metal Gear without Kojima, I'm going to be like, oh,
Who's Al
this is
Kojima?
bad.
Is he related to Al Newman?
Without Kojima.
Without
Kojima, yeah. That's what they're going to do. They're going to be like, we're making a new Metal Gear with Kojima. Hideo Kojima? No, Al Kojima. I have played a Metal Gear game. That's funny. That is really funny. Metal Gear is very low on my list only because Kojima's not going to be involved. So I don't. It's their franchise. They're going to do something at some point, but like that first one without Kojima, you're going to be like, oh, this feels wrong. But they're doing some new installment for a beloved franchise. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a new Yu-Gi-Oh!
When are we
everybody.
finding out about that?
Tokyo Game Show. So next week. Tokyo Game Show is the 15th through the 18th.
You're going to be busy.
You know, Tokyo Game Show is usually sort of quiet because Nintendo isn't there. Like third parties will do stuff and they always show Switch stuff, but it's more gameplay. There's a handful of announcements, but there's no like, watch this thing and here's all the big announcements. It's like everybody does like live streams from the event and they just show off what they got. So it's not horrendous. I'm sure I've jinxed myself, but I'm going to be paying close attention to Konami because I want to know what this is.
Yeah, it sounds like some interesting things are going to be announced. Knock on the old wood.
Here you go. I can tell you exactly when. September 15th. So the first day it's happening. Konami new title announcement. A new Konami title in which voice actor Yuki Kaji is invited on stage as a guest to represent fans of a World Love series. I believe he did voice acting for it's either Metal Gear or Silent Hill. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. You're going to find out literally the first day of TGS. First comment, the Shafe, you're killing it this week, my friend. Shafe says, I know what series I'd like it to be, but less so now that Igarashi's gone. I thought that the presence of Yuki Kaji might be a clue, but most of the big names he's worked on have been for Atlas, Fire Emblem, Shin Megami Tensei, and a Final Fantasy game. Unless Konami got the rights to Haikyuu and Kenma is a playable character. I don't think they'd call that a beloved franchise, but just because it's funny, and you said it, Conan Giga says another Castlevania Pachinko game.
Yeah.
There you go. Sexy Castlevania Pachinko 2. The one everybody's with more boobs. This time, Dracula's got boobs, everybody. Europe again. I'm going North America first. Here's what you got. How do I say it? Two-Steen, I guess I'm supposed to say. Two-Steen, The Curse of the Red Dragon 3. Alice's Warped Wonderland Recollection. That's multiple games in one. An airport for aliens currently run by dogs. It's the name of the game, people.
Oh.
Anno Mutationum. Again, the game I said I was playing last week. Arcade Archives Metro Cross. Arcade Archives Super Volleyball. Beach Boys, You and Me. Not the Beach Boys we want it to be. Blossoms Bloom Boutique. Chess Brain Dark Troops. Circus Electrique. City Wars Tokyo Rain. Commandos 3 HD Remaster.
Oh.
Early access for Disney Dreamlight Valley is on September 6th. People are very excited about the game. It's Animal Crossing and Disney together.
A lot of people.
Wow, you said it. All right.
Oh, I'm excited for it too. But
well, people, you said it. That means
you're a people.
As a matter of fact, I might know a people that's playing it right now.
Oh,
Draw Rider Remake, Easy Red 2, Fairy Elements, Gerda, A Flame in Winter. That is from Don't Nod, the people who do Life is Strange.
Oh, that's a good one.
Inspired by real life events and one of the developers' family members as well. Looks very interesting. Galazzo 2, the sequel to the soccer game.
Galazzo.
Guns. Enrico Galazzo. Guns at Dawn Arena. Hasharia Drifter, car racing, drift, drag, online multiplayer simulator car games, driving sim.
Wow.
What?
Here comes Nico.
Here comes
the devil.
Hunting and camping. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. That JoJo is so popular right now.
No.
And I have never watched it, and I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I got to give it a shot. It's well, as far as anime goes, it's supposed to be very weird. But JoJo is like hugely popular. One of the most popular things on Netflix.
What I wish was more popular. Mango JoJo.
Nice.
Kaiju.
Find some.
Kaiju, the Kaiju dating simulator.
Boo.
That's funny.
Boo.
Kids Zoo Puzzle. Crispin Hero.
Crispin Glover.
Lego Brawls.
He's my hero.
Another hugely popular anime, Made in Abyss, but this is the game. Made in Abyss, Binary Star Falling into Darkness. Mechapunk. Mini Kart Racing. Mixolumia, which I've heard is a supremely addictive and interesting puzzle game. Nikki Hill, check that one out. Modern War Tank Battle. Multi-Race Match the Car. Murder on the Marine Express. Nexomon and Nexomon Extinction, which makes for the complete collection. Onsen Master. Ooblets. My brain, look up Ooblets. I think you'd be all about it. Overdriven Evolution.
I think I saw a TikTok, like somebody who does like cozy Switch games.
Oh, yeah, they're talking about that game. Pillar Builder Puzzle. Pipes Puzzle Casual Arcade. Pixel Game Maker Series Clam Night. Please touch the artwork is available today.
Please touch
award-winning
the Clam
game.
Night.
Award-winning game. Project Snake, but that's spelled with a Q, S-N-A-Q-E. Oh,
Snag.
Restless Soul.
No step on snake.
Robbie's Adventure. Space Tanks. Super Sunny Island. Temtem comes out September 6th. One people have been waiting very long for.
Nice.
The Vikings Games. Madness Fight. Troop. United Assault. Normandy 44. Vicky Spotter Sports. Vicky Spotter Undersea. And finally, Vampire Dungeon. Currybo says, nothing on my radar this week. Been playing through a bunch of Super Nintendo games on the Switch Online lately. Well, there you go. All right, Joshua, my friend, give the man his introduction, as only you
What
can.
are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases. Hangin' and bangin'.
Thank you, Josh. That was a heck of a list for North America.
It was.
And Europe has a pretty long list too. This week of September 1st, the year of our Lord 2022.
Mm-hmm.
First up, we got some games that are
It's the
both
year
available
of our
physical
Lord.
and digital. Dusk Diver 2.
We have a review. Yes, we have a review of that up right now.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. Lego. It's trademarked. Brawls. Made in Abyss. Binary Star Falling into Darkness. Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 3. And that includes La Pucelle, Ragnarok, Rhapsody, The Musical Adventure. I don't know where the separation is there. Is it two
La
games?
Pucelle Ragnarok is one game, and Rhapsody, A Musical Adventure, is another game.
Anno. Oh man, I forgot what this is. Mutationum?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
I know, Mutationum.
Ippo Amaguchi.
Chenzo Club, Chess Brain, Dark Troops, Demolition Derby Nitro Battle Driving Car Games 2022 Deluxe Driver. Draw Rider Remake. Easy Red 2. Fairy Elements. Gerda, A Flame in Winter. Enrico Galazzo 2. It's just Galazzo.
It's Enrico Galazzo.
Galazzo 2. Here Comes Nico. I
I really like the look of that game.
Chris Payne, Hero, roguelite, dungeon shooter, fire simulator, counter, first-person shooter.
It's got everything in it, apparently.
Mechapunk, or Mechapunk. Mini Kart Racing. Murder on the Marine Express, which I just looked that up. Not what I thought. It's just like
The detective
but it's
8-bit
like
game.
8-bit game, yeah. Onsen Master. Ooblets, Mom Brain. You might want to check that out. I think
Yeah.
you might really like that one. Please touch the artwork. Project Snake. Ew.
Oh, a snake. I'm a snake.
Restless Soul. I don't know what this is. Rick Henderson. Rick Henderson is available.
The
for
Rick
Switch.
Henderson on Switch?
Also is Robbie's Adventure. Everyone's been wondering, what's Robbie been up to? And you can get the game and find out. Space Tanks, Super Sunny Island, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection.
Hell yeah.
Which
that
actually
sounds
came
pretty
out
radical.
This past week, right? It
Yeah.
came out that week. Tinykin.
Guys, Tinykin's flying under the radar. Do not skip this game. There's a demo for it. Check it out. The people who are playing it are giving it very high praise.
like
Check it
Pikmin,
out.
right?
It's like Pikmin.
Troop. United Assault, Normandy 44, Vicky Spotter Zoo, and Vampire Dungeon.
Look at all any games get DLC this week.
There were some games that got
Oh.
DLC. Army Cowboy, Azure Striker Gunvolt 3, which I thought got some DLC last week too. I don't know.
By the way, that DLC free for the first 2 weeks. So you're in those 2 weeks right now. You can get that DLC for free.
No
After that,
additional cost for the first 2 weeks.
$2. $2.
$2 additional cost.
Dead by Daylight has some DLC.
Mhm.
D by D.
Neon Abyss or Abyss, some
NA.
people might say. Round Guard.
Oh, are there demos this week, Nicky Hill?
Oh yeah, that's what Round Guard is. It's a demo, and also Ultra Mega Extra Party Challenge.
I want to try this because this looks like a WarioWare from a different company. There's a demo out for it. So. Thanks, Nicky Hill. Also, by the way, paying homage to arcade classics and wrapped in nostalgic 16-bit graphics, Rick Henderson is an endless horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up or shmup with unlimited replayability. Twitch your fingers through 5 enemy factions and their bosses, upgrade your ship, and try to survive unpredictable space events. There you go. That's what Rick Henderson is.
The game is called Rick Henderson.
Yeah.
Do you play as Rick Henderson?
Rick Henderson? Is that you?
What about the baseball player Ricky Henderson? Does he have any say about this?
About his likeness being used for
I'm
this
just
game?
going to trust you and believe that that is a baseball player.
Ricky Henderson, man, most stolen bases when I was a boy.
Oh, so he's in jail.
Who did he play for?
He played on the A's. The Oakland A's.
That
Only
sounds like a really easy game to make up on the spot. Just think of a letter. Oh, the A's. The
Oakland
A's.
A's, yeah.
The first letter of the
A's.
alphabet.
And they lost in the playoffs to the B's. And then
Steven Tennant says, "Oh boy, I sure can't wait to hear Nicky Hill sweetly release the title of that NIS game into my ear hole this week." And wow, you're right. And he didn't know how to say it. You called it. Good for you. Here's another rumor for you, jerks. Apparently Nintendo is working on some more GameCube remasters for the Switch. Boy, oh boy, isn't that exciting?
what could they
For some it
possibly
is.
bring?
So rumors so far.
So you're not excited about this because you
I
have
don't give an S.
What?
They can kiss my A. They can kiss my
Oakland.
the H of my
So
A.
the Wii U stuff you're cool with because not a lot of people got it. but
I'm
the
not. No, I'm
GameCube
not
stuff-
cool with that personally. But yes, it's fine. No, all right. I should say
Fine.
that with the GameCube stuff, I'm fine too. But I don't care. Like I'm not interested.
Okay.
GameCube's long enough ago. 20
What could-
years.
What could
sure.
they possibly be giving us from the GameCube?
So let me tell you.
Give it
We've
to us.
heard rumored for a while now Metroid Prime. There's the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, which we've already heard. We've also heard rumored F-Zero. People have been really see, F-Zero is the one I'm least upset about because we haven't had anything F-Zero in so long. A reintroduction to the series with what I would say is the best installment. I get it. Makes sense to me. And then we're also hearing Pikmin 1 and 2, which I'm always about getting Pikmin out in front of other people. But that's just some of the rumored names. We're just hearing in general they're doing GameCube remasters. So it'll be first-party games on the GameCube. What else is there? Wario World, Mario Tennis, one of the Mario parties, Chibi Robo, maybe.
Never heard of it.
Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness would be in there. Kirby's Air Ride. Odama. We can finally bring back Odama.
Finally.
Really remaster it and sell a microphone adapter. I'm sure they'll do that.
You want to
So
sequel
anyway,
to Everything or Nothing?
Everything or Nothing.
That's
baby.
the rumor. Currybo, most upvoted comment. I just want Eternal Darkness. Please and thank you. Also, this was covered in the Jeff Grubb Direct rumor story. And why are all these folks called insiders? They're not inside Nintendo. Well, they get inside information from inside
They're
Nintendo.
outsiders with inside information.
Yes.
Gotcha.
What do we got here? Pokemon Company has filed a lawsuit against a bunch of Chinese mobile developers because they outright stole Pokemon. There's a mobile game, and it's called Pocket Monster Reissue. And it has a whole bunch of...
Pocket Monsters is what Pokemon means.
It has a whole bunch of Pocket Monsters in
know
it.
that, Kirby?
But you know what else it has in it? Pokemon. Literal Pokemon.
Holy
Players have found that it
cow.
directly lifts Pokemon designs.
Unbelievable.
And obviously, Pokemon Company did not give that their stamp of
Does
approval.
it have little E.
like
coli?
But a lot... no. Rolycoly. But obviously, when it comes to China and copyright infringement and enforcing IP laws, they're very lax over there. So a lot of companies are like, whatever, nothing's going to happen. Well, Pokemon Company's like, we're going to make something happen.
Ooh.
They're looking to get $72 million in damages.
Nice. They need that money. Get that money.
Not just that. They want public apologies from all the companies involved. What will happen?
But I've seen everything.
Probably nothing. But Pokemon Company's trying, and I say, good for you, man. They're stealing your content. Go after them. I get it. Rock that S, homie.
And demanding a public apology. That's
right.
That's
pretty good.
what do the kids say? That's
The kids say a lot of things.
It's no cap.
Shoot. It'll come to me.
I want to know what the kids say. They say Pokemon Company is down bad.
No, it's bussin'.
That's very bussin' of the Pokemon Company.
Do I have to?
It's a flex.
Oh, it's a flex.
That's what I was trying to
It's
say.
a flex. You're right. You're right. Shillelagh says, I bet nobody goes to jail for these offenses. Remember Gary Bowser earlier this year got sentenced to 3 years for his role in the piracy scheme against Nintendo. Pokemon Company say they suffered $72 million in damages here, while Bowser cost $65 million in losses, and he paid Nintendo $4.5 million in restitution. The Chinese get away with murder. Well, let's say that. I said I'm reading comments. There you go. Shillelagh's thoughts are not my own. When it comes to IP law and infringement, the Chinese
What rules,
are
you sons of bitches?
very well known for skirting those laws, or just not having them. So, yes, over there, copyright infringement rampant.
That's why, you see so much bootleg stuff.
Our final top story, we have an update that makes me very happy because I was wrong.
And that makes me happy, just knowing that you were wrong about something.
We have a sales update on Live Alive. I said, if I had to guess, it probably sold, I don't know, I was being generous, 200,000 to 300,000 copies by now. I was wrong.
It's more.
Square Enix sold 500,000 units of Live Alive so far. They more than doubled what I said, which is
that
great.
Considered a success these days? 500,000? It's a lot.
And it always depends on the kind of game. And for this game, it's just barely over a month, and it sold 500,000 units. Yes, that's a success.
Do you think we drove the sales up?
Do single-handedly, and that's more than the original game sold. So,
all right, that's something.
Way more. So that's great. So I would say in a year's time, mark me down on this one. In a year's time, I'd say it could hit 1 million.
Probably hit 1 million before that, right?
That's why I'm a little. I was so wrong
He's
the first time around. I'm
conservative.
being conservative this time. Yeah,
What is
but that's
today?
great news, huh?
Let's say by
In a
holiday.
book, huh?
Let's say by holiday 2022.
Oh, really? You think so? All right, write it down. Write it down. Stefan Akumajo. Stefan Akumajo says, that's excellent news. Maybe this success will pave way for other HD 2D remakes from the 16-bit era.
I like
Just
the way
like
you
what
think.
Deux was saying last week. Man, oh man, Deux is a man of the people.
That's right.
People. That's it. There's your top stories. Let's talk about, man, I got to tell you, I'm starving today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starving.
Do you need me to like?
No, I'm just saying.
Have
I
you
like
eaten
my
anything?
stomach is growling.
Perhaps that's it.
I had a little
Yeah, did you have
baggie. I don't
lunch?
usually eat on podcast day until after the podcast.
I had a little bag of crumbs
I was
from
so
the bottom of the
starving
toaster.
today. I had one little like serving of pretzels, Southwest pretzels from Dots.
Can
Woo!
eat for the rest of the day now.
So I got calories left over, plenty. But I will say I was out on my walk, and the lady that has a little dog called Gizmo that always screams at me.
Oh,
She, when I walked by,
Not
said,
the lady, the dog.
"No, the dog doesn't do anything. The lady screams like a dog."
Gizmo screamed at me on my run today.
I heard that lady when I was walking by looked at me. She said, "You look fantastic. You've lost so much weight." And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Wow.
And as I was
look
walking
at
by,
these pictures that I've taken of you every day to show the
she's
weight
out
loss.
there pretty often. And I thought to myself, "Oh, can I eat those pretzels?" That's immediately what I thought. But anyway,
I
She
was thinking
starts.
about that, and I thought you're probably like a neighborhood legend because you're every day you
Yeah,
walk and like
skinny legend.
Definitely.
Neighborhood
Skinny
skinny
legend.
Yes, they say.
Yes.
I am, because like I said that one time, that lady pulled over to be like, "We watch you walk," and they said you weren't going to go out today because it was so hot. And I said, "He's out there every day. He's going to walk." So
That's
yeah,
right.
now I know
Every
people
day.
are staring at me, watch me when I'm out there.
that's
cheering you
the
on.
town.
You're
Like that
bringing
one
the
guy.
town together.
Like that one guy who was like, "Hey, you're looking great." I said, "Thanks," and he goes, "Still haven't caught COVID," and I was like, "No,
Keep it up.
Okay, I haven't." He's like, "My wife's got it. I didn't get it." I was like, "Okay."
All right, stay away from me now.
Interesting jump in the conversation, but all right.
Yeah.
You could be the mayor in like another year of this. This is amazing.
I could
First,
put in a
everyone
good word
loves you.
for you
Yeah.
with council.
I'll take the podium when I become mayor, and I'll say, "What rules, you
Perfect.
sons of bitches?"
Look, and you, the fact that she was like, "Great job, keep it up, you look great," and you were like, "I shouldn't eat those pretzels." Like a lot of people be like, "Don't be so hard on yourself." I say, continue to be hard on yourself because
Once you slip.
I slipped a long time ago, like a couple of months ago, or maybe a month ago, and like I haven't moved a muscle in a week.
I have a very funny story to tell
I-
you, and I'm only going to tell you this because you brought this exact point up.
All right.
So we have the Pikmin Bloom walking thing,
Mm-hmm.
and my cousin got in touch.
She thought I was dead.
She thought something happened to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
something did happen to me. I
But
got-
only because your number literally said 0, and it was because you switched phones.
It could have been that, or
Yeah.
I haven't. If you don't open Pikmin Bloom, will you
Okay.
get numbers?
I think you do.
I literally haven't opened
Oh.
it in a week.
That's because I also
I think
said
you
that,
do.
but I think you do. But anyway, I figured it was the day you exchanged your phone.
Could have been.
But anyway, she was like, she got nervous, so she walked extra to get the number up because
no.
she's the type
I'm leaving
that
the team
is so
hanging.
worried about being socially awkward. She was like, "I don't want to text Rami to see what's up with the numbers and find out his friend's in the hospital." So she was like, "I'll just walk extra."
Aw.
But I was like, first off, I don't take the numbers seriously. I'm walking every day no matter
Numbers,
what. It
numbers,
doesn't
numbers.
matter to me. But second, I was like, no, they're not dead. They're okay.
Yeah, I've been just really, really lazy. I might as well be dead, to be honest with you. But that's sweet of her to reach out.
Well, I mean, the weather has not been, in the last month, it's been so hot.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I want
over
to touch the
that
hiney.
it's hard to get yourself motivated. I was out on my run today, and I went out like in the middle of the day thinking like, well, it's been a little cooler. And when you're like overheated and you get the chills, like I ran like the biggest hill in town. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do the hill. And I got to the top of the hill and I had like goosebumps, and I was like, oh no, at least raw meat is like out. In case
Well,
I, like,
you guys are taking the
drop
wrong
dead.
approach. The approach I have is the one I've always had. I hate it, and it's always horrible. So that's it. Just do it. It's not going to be good, and I never like it, and it's always
Right.
bad no matter the temperature. So
Yeah,
whatever.
That's exercise.
Hi,
Just in a
TK.
nutshell.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, Mom Brain, what are you playing?
I played a little Calico.
I saw that.
And I was not aware that in the game you can use a potion on your cat to make it so large that you can ride the cat like a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are creatures that are already so large you can ride them, and one of those creatures is a capybara.
Mm-hmm.
And there are little capybaras, and you scritch them, and
I
they
saw her
squeak.
picking one up and spinning in a circle, and its body like wobbling around.
Yep,
And then she was riding one.
And I made the little character look a lot like me. Like it looks.
It looks really like not anymore. Did you change your hair color?
I'll have to do that.
It really, out of all the games that you have made yourself, and this one is eerily close.
Yeah. So it's just a nice, peaceful, lovely game. Although it's a little glitchy.
It's a little glitchy, dog.
Yeah,
it's a smaller game, like a lower, very indie. So I know they said fixes are coming, but
Yeah.
you're right. It's important to tell people that.
Yeah, but by the same token, it's not like anything. You're not playing against other people where like that glitch is gonna cost you a win or whatever. You're just the camera like gets stuck in walls sometimes.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Kirby, what have you been playing?
Well, I was gonna ask, can we discuss the games that we played at your surprise party a week ago?
You can. Surprisingly, I didn't know we would be able to talk about that this week, but yes, I was taken to a surprise 40th birthday party at an arcade, and we played arcade games. No, I meant like I didn't know last week that I would have this surprise to talk about.
You really didn't have any inkling that that's where we were going?
Not until we got towards out there.
I figured you'd have figured it out.
No, you were being vague enough that I didn't know where we were going.
Wow.
What a hole. Yes, go ahead. So we were at an arcade for 3 hours and played a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and it did not feel like 3 hours.
It did not,
as one of our friends pointed out. So anyway,
felt like 5.
I'm trying to remember everything I played. I played a lot of shooting games. I played for some reason Time Crisis,
Reload,
Area 51, the Terminator 2, the arcade game. I also played a couple of pinball games. I played The Last Blade. It was either The Last Blade or Samurai Showdown. It's one of those fighting games.
One of those Neo Geo games.
Yeah, I played Killer Instinct for like a few seconds.
I saw it and I almost went to play it and I didn't.
Oh my god, that game is so unfair when you're playing single player. Yeah,
that's
ultra
a combo.
That's an ultra combo. I played Altered Beast for a little bit, and the Simpsons arcade game for a little. I should have gotten someone else to help me play some of these games. Like Time Crisis with a partner would have been a lot more fun. So I think it's almost everything I played at your
Well, what was your
party.
favorite of what you played at the party?
I don't know. I did have fun playing Time Crisis, even though I was by myself.
Time Crisis is a ton of fun. That's one of the few arcade games I beat in the arcade like before we went. Me and, doesn't matter, Scott used to play that at the movie theater out here that had it. We'd play it every time we went, and we got good enough at it that at one point we brought like $5 worth of quarters, and we made it through to the end. We beat the game.
Nice.
But it's fun.
Easy to
it's
do.
fun.
So yeah, I played all that, and just this morning I played a very little bit of Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, how's it going?
Good. I'm only on like the level 1 point something. So they just introduced the yellow rectangle guy.
Mm-hmm. How does it feel, dude, to start a revolution with your friends in real life and your friends on the internet? People leaving comments, people sending emails. Everybody's playing Thomas Was Alone. Resurgence.
I don't want any
10 years
credit.
after
That
the
was
fact.
not the reason. I was just excited to play to discover these amazing games, and I'm glad that people, are doing the same.
Second time for me to say today, do the voice of the people. You're
Not
doing
yet.
it.
Yeah, maybe you should be mayor.
Yeah. Me and you can run this town, baby. Anyway, you're enjoying it.
Yes, I'm enjoying it so far, even though I know I'm probably not very far at all at this point. And I think that's all I played this week.
All right, Nicky Hill.
Hi. Yeah, I played some arcade games too, and I know there was more than I wrote down. But I decided I needed to write it down because I don't have the old photographic memory like some people here sitting to my right. It's you, Kirby. You got a great memory.
Do you have a photographic memory,
sometimes.
Kirby?
No, absolutely not. You know.
It's
Sorry,
not
I
here.
said it.
No.
No, it's Discord.
No.
What are we looking
For the
at?
record, it was the first day of school with students.
Maybe you should post him saluting the flag in his sleep.
Go ahead.
Perhaps I should.
Send the one of where you went. I'm sorry, Nikki Hill. What did you play? This is a Discord thing, people. If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to be in the Discord.
TNC Surf Design.
Oh, that's right. I watched you play some of that.
I mean, it played me.
Great song.
I mean, all these games played me, except Tetris. But I kind of stopped playing Tetris because playing in the arcade version wasn't doing it for me. I don't
Boom, Tetris for Jeff.
While I was playing Tetris, dude Michaels came over and said, "Hey, did you see the solitaire game they have?"
Oh, got him.
Got me.
See house cheese.
I did play 2 or 3 different pinball games. Don't remember which ones they were though. Turtles in Time. Briefly, I mean these were all brief because I didn't do well in any of them. Marble Madness, Rolling Thunder.
Marble Madness, but
Yeah, that's right. I played Rolling Thunder.
Marble
as well.
Madness, but with the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many people have had their hands.
No Hezzy as well, aka Adventure Island.
So many people have had their hands ripped open with that thing. Like when the people who play that game like professionally for like time attacks and scores wear like bowling gloves to play that game because
really
when you're going so fast, your hand gets caught in between the ball and the arcade cabinet. I did that multiple times when I was a kid, enough to like not play it anymore.
They had a Capcom bowling arcade thing, and I ended up playing that a lot because I don't know. I guess I pressed like the credits button, and then like when I went to like hit OK or whatever, I just like joined like 4 or 5 different people, so I played through like 50 some frames. And there were other. Oh, I played Tanks with you, right? On
We Play Tanks.
What is that?
On We Play.
We Play. Yeah, that's what you just said.
Yes.
And then I don't remember. I feel like there was probably more. But the big thing for me this week, I don't know if you saw it, if you've been on the Switch lately.
I haven't been.
I've
spoken.
It's your girl. Are you getting ready to clap?
I am. I don't know what it is.
Son of a gun.
I have no idea.
Played and completed the story of Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, nice. How about it? Congratulations.
You stopped an arranged marriage.
I mean, it wasn't arranged. It was
By
forced.
Bowser.
It was forced.
It was arranged by Bowser.
And then Mario just thinks it's okay to I mean, he tries to shoot a shot.
I do like that ending because it's a little bit where Peach is like, I don't want to marry either of you.
I know.
Yeah. Just because you saved my life, you think I owe you this?
Also,
and then she pointed downstairs.
Director's cut. Also, that ending with the song with lyrics and everything, I'm like, this is something else.
I just kind of thought it was a little crazy that, like, I mean, did I destroy the moon? Like,
it'll be
How
fine.
did the Brutals get away with so much mayhem?
That's what we
they
need
were
to
enabled
know.
by their mother.
Yeah.
And also, why were all those people at the wedding? They were like, this guy destroyed our city. He stole our precious whatever he stole from
That was
each.
a little weird.
And then it was like, yeah, but
Is
we
it
can't.
weird? Think about it in today's terms, real life. People would be at that wedding.
But
Bowser's an asshole. People still be at that wedding.
Yeah, and you'd be like, I'll give it 6 months, like at your table.
Mario's there, and he's like, "Did you see that? You see that Goomba's over there? Why is that guy here?"
No, more like people are like, man, Mario came to this wedding. How pathetic! is that?"
Yeah, right. Mario, you had your chance, dude.
He
Oh my God! I swear to God, if he says anything during the vows, I'm gonna.
But I also
don't
like,
tell
of
her
course-
that Peach baked the cake for Bowser.
First, I want to say I lost to the better man, but actually, here's the thing: for 40 years, I've been.
Oh my God! But I mean, it goes along with like every time I play like pretty much any game. You go around, you smash pots, or you collect money or whatever. You go into all the like. I love the feeling of going into like this land, and they're freaking out a realm, and they're freaking out because Bowser is like stealing their precious item, whatever it may be, and like right behind this character that's telling me that they're Bowser is stealing this. There's like a giant pile of coins, and I just like run back there and steal all their money. Like I'm just as bad, right?
In another way,
but you're helping.
They owe me this payment.
You're helping yourself.
But yeah, I don't know.
To the loot.
Good job, Nintendo. You made a fine game.
That's a good one.
I want to look up the ending to see who's at the wedding.
Pauline is there. Is that her name?
Pauline.
That is her name.
Mayor Pauline.
Yeah.
Is it Pauline? No,
Paulina.
Well, now I don't remember.
Now
I want to say it's Pauline.
It's
Yeah,
Pauline,
you might be
right?
I mean, she kind of rubbed me
Yeah,
the
it's
wrong way.
Pauline.
She's like, "You got to fix our power situation. Nobody can fix it." And then I get down there, and she's like, "I just thought I'd come down and check it out." I'm like, "What are you like? Why am I jumping through hoops and you're just walking in? Give me the key. Let me walk
you should be
around."
on
A dirty
stage
mare. A
singing.
dirty mare.
She's got her
Not
she's got
horse,
her
like
hands in her-
dirty
Mayor.
Oh.
She's a dirty horse. Well,
Horse,
what made you
horse.
play that?
I have it.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't need anything else.
I
That's
just
fine.
How long have you had it?
Since it came out.
Did you
Oh,
get
okay.
sweaty when you played it?
Sweaty. What's the other thing? Like right before that, because that's when he's like reading the instructions, or not the instructions, but like the tips of like the next realm that you're headed to, and like one of the things he's like,
realm.
"Fuck, like about cheesy" or something, and then he's like, "I'm sweaty."
You're right. You're right. There are a lot of them in there. I love that gobbledygook talk that
was
Nintendo
definitely
does.
saying that it was sweaty.
Just like Sebastian Toot. That guy's great. They probably speak the same language,
Or,
whatever they're talking.
Professor Flood.
Professor Flood, yeah.
Isn't it? Or Professor Egad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, yabba yabba.
Yabba yabba.
I was gonna say yes, that's one. I was gonna say Flood just speaks English as far as I know. Mario. Oh, by the way, Nikki Hill, you're done, right?
Are you asking him or telling him?
Nikki Hill, are you done?
Yes.
Stick a fork in it.
Your
Oh, I put solitaire.
your bonus picture from Crazy Colonel of Miyamoto and
How
the fire.
beautiful was that thing?
Oh boy. Patreon exclusive. Crazy Colonel. I didn't know he was working on it, but Crazy Colonel sent me an alternate bonus picture for the podcast.
And you didn't ask him to draw that subject because
Nope.
I mean that's what I wanted.
No.
And when he drew it, I was like, man, he's on such a wavelength.
We did the story about the fire at Nintendo's headquarters, and we were joking about how Miyamoto was the one who said it because he had cigarettes and all that stuff. And Colonel drew it where Miyamoto's like flying with Flood over the fire with like an evil grin, and Flood is saying to him like, what does he say?
He's
I
know you're responsible for
I
this or
know you're
something.
responsible for this. I'll bring it up to show you, but man,
But you owe
amazing.
us $1.
Anyway, what did you play?
So we played a little one night. We played Fortnite with the boys this week, which
One night, Fortnite.
haven't done in a while, but we played pretty well. At the arcade function, I played Sunset Riders. We beat Sunset Riders. Sir Richard Rose didn't stand a chance.
That's right, damn it.
I played some Rampage. I played Hard Driving.
One of my favorites.
I played some Dig Dug. I played some Turtles in Time. I also played some Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, and was embarrassed by the first boss. The horsehead boss killed me. Unlike, I felt like I was 8 years old again. And we played some Wii Play with the tanks and all that. I played some RC Pro-Am on the NES.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I got some good ones in there. A lot of fun was had that night.
Tanks.
I put that picture in the Discord, by the way.
I said Wii Play, but yeah, tanks is what we played on the Wii Play. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I would do that again in a heartbeat, being there with all of y'all.
That was fun.
For his 80th.
My
Yeah, I
80th
can't wait
birthday.
that
Yep,
long.
still kicking. Is that it?
Well, the nice thing.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry, what's the nice thing?
Well, there were like
nice
the
thing
arcade
is-
machines, but you could also pick like whatever
console
games you
games,
wanted
yeah.
to play. Yeah.
Yeah,
They had pretty much every console.
really cool.
Yeah.
So then back on the home front, I tried to play a little Alive because I'm on the last chapter. It's just Skyrim is killing me. It's killing me. That's why I've had to stand up during this podcast. I am sitting on my ass on this couch for like 18 hours a day. I'm not eating. I usually, normal weeks, I go to bed at like 10 p.m. I'm like going to bed at like 2 a.m.
Wow.
Like it's insane what's happening to me with this game again. It's kind of pathetic, but I'm just going to be honest. I can't stop. I'm sorry. It's like
You're leaving here right after the show to play, aren't you?
no, I need to eat something with you guys. But
So he's gonna go and stop and pick something
Yeah,
up
right.
on the way home.
but yeah, it's gotten bad. I mean, not only just because this is a game I've played a couple of times before, but it's just like the way I play it. I just consume it on such a crazy level, and it doesn't mean that it's better than any other game in my eyes or anything. It's just there's something about the gameplay loop in this. And what's great about Skyrim is like, yeah, you can play it almost any way you want. There's so many different ways to play depending on how you like to level up. I have a very particular way I like to play, and it's mostly like basically mining ore, turning the ore into ingots, using the ingots to make armor, using the ingots to upgrade that armor, then enchanting the armor, and then selling it. And literally, it'll take me like 45 minutes to go from town to town because no one has enough money to buy all the stuff. So it's like I literally will spend like 45 minutes doing that, and then 20 minutes out exploring, and then back to doing that grind. And it doesn't sound fun, and to a lot of people it wouldn't be. To me, it's insanely addictive. I feel like I'm playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms, like where I just play like 18-hour days, get mad when my body was like rejecting not eating, so I don't know. I think I'm coming out of it, hopefully. But I really don't know.
Trends.
The thing about this playthrough that I never knew, it's funny because like I was like a horse with the blinders on when it came to Skyrim playthroughs, and this time through, I'm actually, now that I've leveled up so much stuff in what I usually do, I've actually made a couple of the skills legendary, and I've repurposed those perks, and now I'm going more magic, which I've never done before. So the problem with Skyrim, which isn't a problem at all, is that there's so much to do that you could literally like keep playing and level up everything as you wish. And I'm starting to have a little fun, like playing around with some of the magic stuff and doing things a little bit differently than I usually do 1 week into this playthrough. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that it'll loosen its grip on me. Its neon claws will be like taken out of my behind soon, because I can't keep this up, to be honest with you. I really can't. Yesterday, I mopped the floor, cleaned the house, and like went outside, like pulled all the weeds. I was done at 9 a.m. I woke up at 6:30, not on purpose, because my mind was like, I have to do something.
Yeah.
I did all that, and then I played for the rest of the day, and I was like, I earned this. And it's like, you didn't earn the other 5 days during the week when you did this, nothing but this. So, and the couch is killing me. Like my back is mush now. It's like I'm literally dying. Like this morning I was playing because I couldn't not play this morning, and I'm standing in front of the TV playing, selling stuff and making money to buy nothing, literally nothing. Like I bought some
have to
houses
stand
and stuff,
for 5 hours
like,
to sell these cheese wheels.
I have so much money in this game
You should
for
get one
nothing.
of those little
and it's like
treadmills.
that's a great idea. I need to do something because
Yeah.
it's literally killing me. And when I'm not playing it, I see it in my head, and like it sounds more like a
Skyrim effect.
Yeah, it's not even like for pleasure at this point. It's definitely
It's
a
just an
full-on addiction. But yeah, I don't know. And it's funny what it gets away with, because it's still like, as great and expansive as the world is, it's still like an arcadey, silly game, because like people will say like stupid stuff to you, like
The same stupid stuff. Yeah, over and
the
over
same
again.
stuff over and over, and and like for some reason it doesn't get to me. Like if it happened in another game, I would pick it apart and tear it up. But this game, it's just like, oh man, do come back.
It sure is.
So yeah, forgive me, everybody who I inspired over the past few weeks with new games. I am locked in a pit of Skyrim despair. I mean, I'm having fun, so what the heck?
Someone sent it in the chat.
Oh yeah, right in the
Something's in my ass.
Who was
But,
that TikTok guy who would always do like?
Oh no, don't talk about him.
Oh shoot!
Oh, no.
Never mind.
This is not a lie. He killed someone. I don't remember if he killed himself too, but he killed someone, like murder.
All right. Well, I'm not going to
You
make.
know what he said after he did it?
Don't say anything.
Oh,
Don't say anything.
You bastard.
What have you been playing wrong?
Must have been the wind.
Oh, wait.
I should not have done it. I should not have said that. The first part was real.
The
Yes.
murder actually happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was a whole big story where, look it up. I mean, if you type in like Skyrim TikTok murder, I'm sure it'll come
who
up.
was the
guy that
was just
Vitamin
doing
G
this-
was really into?
Just doing the Skyrim, like walking around.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
being-
that guy. It was a while ago. Yeah, crazy stuff, right?
Well, now I feel
You didn't
dumb for
know.
bringing
You
it
didn't
up.
Too much
know.
Skyrim.
There's other people out there who still do that stuff, so you can have other non-murderous Skyrim.
Of all the people I could have
minors.
referenced, I had to pick a murderer.
Well, that was all I played. I just want everyone to know that I'm still the same old Deux, for better or worse. In this case, worse. But don't hate on me for being honest. I'm just playing a game.
I don't think anyone's hating on
It'll
you.
run its course, and I'll be back to playing.
Listen, if you're gonna say
other
any
things.
game where that's safe, it's Skyrim. People love that game and do the same thing.
And
I mean, you listen to the H3 podcast. Ethan, not that long ago, was talking about going back into Skyrim and playing.
Oh, really?
I don't know. For me, it was very easy, like on a whim, to just get back into it, and then it got its claws into me again. But there's so many missions that like I'm still finding new things that I haven't done in the previous playthroughs. So it's a lot of it's done so well that you overlook some of the cheesy aspects. But
listen, all that matters is you're having fun.
I am having fun. It's painfully obvious to me how far we are from a new Elder Scrolls game, because I looked online and it was like they said that it's in pre-production now, but it was first announced 4 years ago. So like 4 years ago, was that pre-production as well?
There's no need to rush. People are still playing this one. I mean, some other edition of it just got rated for the Switch. Like it's people are still playing it. They don't need to put a new one. It's the same. It's whatever what's his face said. When you guys stop playing the last one, we'll focus more on doing the new one. There's no reason to cannibalize sales. So
yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing. And hey, I'm gonna play more of it tonight, and I'm gonna play more of it this week. And there's nothing you guys can do about it. And there's nothing I can do about it either. But I'm hoping to finish. Live Alive is not over. I'm very close. I just need to get the motivation to kind of push through to the end.
just need to put Skyrim behind me again, and then I'll get back.
I
to
just
Live Alive.
need to. I need to. But someone stole my sweet roll. Anyways, thanks for listening. What'd you play, Rom C?
What did I play? I played Fortnite, like you said. I played Fortnite with you guys and my family. We had a lot of fun. I cannot get enough of that Kamehameha bomb and the Nimbus cloud together. They're so much fun. I'm trying to use them as much as possible because I know they're limited time things. So just flying around on that cloud and then whipping out the Kamehameha and blasting somebody away. It's so good. So I played that. I played more Anno Mutationum, but not a lot. And can I talk about that? Should have looked this up earlier, but I'm stupid and I didn't. I am playing something else that I was very excited about. I'm going to my email to see if there's an embargo on me talking about it. And this is me farting by Chopin. This is me vamping to try and find an email. I found an email. Please hold reviews until the embargo lifts. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I can say I'm playing it. Just got to hold my review. I'm playing One Shot World Machine Edition, which, man, when they showed the trailer for it during I think a partner or a mini direct, I was so into it. It's so interesting. It is a game where the main character talks to you. They know that you exist outside of the world that they're in the game. And also the character in the game, they don't know they're in a game, but they know they're in a different world because they have like memories of where they were before, and now they're in this other place and they don't know how. I think they said they just fell asleep and then they woke up and they're here. So the person in the game is the one that is supposed to save the world. And they have the ability to talk to you, meaning me. And it's very interesting because, like I said, they don't know they're in a game, but they know something is up. And you play the game. Get this out of here. You play the game. Through a desktop computer, basically. So you have a computer. It looks like a desktop computer screen, like Windows or something. You have icons for the game and wallpapers and paint and everything. And when you click open the game, you can full screen the game and play it. But you interact with the game from outside of the game in the virtual computer.
In the game.
So like there'll be something in the game the character can't pick up. And you use like the operating system mouse pointer to drag and click the thing and add it to the virtual computer. So it's like
it's time to click the thing.
It's very multi-layered, and you can tell there's something going on with the story where, like, I don't know. It's very, fourth wall breaking. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. There's no fighting enemies. There's solving puzzles. It's kind of like you move your character, but it has a lot of point and click kind of puzzles. So it's like collect this thing and combine it with this and figure out how to use it to solve this puzzle over here. You're talking with characters. There's a melancholy vibe through all of it. I don't know. I'm very intrigued. It's very interesting, but I don't know where it's going to go. But that's what I'm playing mostly. And it's everything I was hoping it would be so far. So we'll see where it goes, but I can't review it until the embargo lifts. And outside of that, that's it. That's all I'm playing.
That's it. And that's all.
I spent more time watching this week.
What about the arcade?
Oh yeah, at the arcade we played Tanks, which is still a gem. I played 2 completions, Sunset Riders with Deux and R-Type.
Bury me with my
and whatever we called that other guy. What do we call him on the podcast?
The bear?
What guy?
Adam. I don't remember what we called him.
Did he have a name?
He did. I played DDR. I haven't played DDR in a long time. I played some DDR and I got right back into it. I was like, this feels great. This was a lot of fun. I didn't play a lot. I was like walking around talking to people. I think that's all I played there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I played. But I was, man, that cupcake was so good. Think about that cupcake.
The cupcake I had there was.
What one did you have?
Like a strawberry one. It was so good.
Those cupcakes never disappoint.
Yeah, they're amazing. So yeah, that's like I said, I was watching a lot of stuff this week. I will do after show talk, I guess, because I don't want to bog everybody down. But I watched both episodes of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, cool! I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been.
No, I was waiting.
Yeah, I thought for sure I could talk to you about it.
Oh, really?
He's been playing Skyrim.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you don't have any free time.
There's some other show
because I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't like, this is amazing, but I liked it. But obviously I'm coming from a place of ignorance with Lord of the Rings, whereas you are not. So I want to know what you think.
I'm pretty ignorant with the subject matter of this show. It's not like House of the Dragon where I'm very familiar with like all this history there. I never read the Silmarillion in full, so I don't know a lot of what the heck is going on in this Amazon show. And I didn't not watch it for a particular reason. Yeah. It's just I was kind of like
Skyrim. We know.
Well, no, it wasn't even all that. No, there was another show that I got into that I've got one more episode left on Apple TV Plus, and I'm not blaming that. It's kind of that plus House of the Dragon. I was like, do I want to start like Lord of the Rings, when House of the Dragon is going. It's like, this is a lot of fantasy, and it's like my favorite fantasies.
Well, that's why I jumped in now, because I was like, let me get in while there's just 2 episodes now, and then I can keep up with it on a weekly basis. I didn't want to get like bogged down. I didn't want to get a backlog. But we'll do after show talk. I
Cool.
won't spoil anything.
Very cool.
Questions. We got questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where
goninpod@gmail.com. They could be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or they can be about whatever the
hell
you want. What do we got this week? Autumnal Blake hits us with another round of rapid fire questions. What do we got here? 24 each. 4 questions each for everybody. Mom Brain.
No.
How many limes could you hold using all of your limbs?
15.
I think you could do more. What's your favorite kind of novelty hat?
The one with the umbrella on it.
What series that you've never tried would you like to get into?
Can it be a book series?
Yeah, sure.
Rapid
fire question.
Octavia Butler Lilith's Brood series.
You made that up. Kirby, who says, oh my God, more erotically? I guess this is between
Betty White or Wario.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
So more erotically,
Yes.
Wario.
What is the
Oh
most?
my
God! What is the most seasonal food?
The most seasonal food?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would it be pumpkins?
Okay.
I mean, it's probably
if-
the most famous.
If you were a Tetris piece, which one would you be and why?
I'd be the super long one. That
Hell yeah.
yeah, because
Boom, Tetris for Jeff.
The ultimate
the one that
Tetris
makes the
piece.
Tetris happen.
That's right. And how important is Rumble in games?
It's pretty. I'd say pretty important. I can't imagine like playing games without it,
Yeah.
or playing certain games without it.
I
now.
want
A
it
lot
there.
of times, I think I don't notice it unless it's not there.
Yeah.
And then I'll notice it, and
I
feel
have in
like a
games
little
where it's not
naked.
there. I'm like, oh, this is missing something. What is Reggie's most treasured NFT in his collection?
It's a picture of his own tweet saying that show was going to be legendary.
What is the worst situation that you've farted in?
Worst situation?
I did not pick these because of Deux, I swear.
I don't know what the worst
It's hard
could
to
be.
choose.
Maybe when I farted in that little boy's face
Yes,
at that
definitely.
That's
wrestling
the right
event.
answer.
Definitely.
We can leave it at that.
What is the okayest game you've played?
The okayest game I've played? Wow, that's a really good question. Okayest game.
Stuff.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, I'll let you come back to it if you think of
Please.
one. And suppose that you were to become milk. What way would you like to be consumed? As in through coffee, a milkshake, or something else?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, make me into ice cream.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, if you could.
With a little milk in the bowl.
That's right. Nikki
Yeah,
Hill.
That's my new thing.
Where do you think Deux gets his truest rumors?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, what's your least favorite word?
My daughter crying.
Uh,
I don't know. That's not a word, I guess. Sound. What's your least favorite sound? They always did that. Who's that guy? James Lipton, the guy who's like touching people or something.
Yes.
Now I don't know what he did, but now he's canceled. But like,
Inside the actor's
I have
studio.
a hard time with that. No.
Okay. Which Nintendo character would you play backgammon with?
one of those faceless weirdos from Sea House G's.
I've got no idea. I'll just say Ganon because it almost sounds
Backgammon.
What's your favorite soup? Diarrhea soup.
Like a corn chowder.
Okay.
It's a toss up between a corn chowder and the autumn squash.
This guy is a soup aficionado. I like it.
We're coming up on it.
Those are both quality
I like
soups.
like a butternut squash soup.
Yeah,
My
I like
turn.
that. I like that.
Who will Josh be hanging and banging with tonight? I don't know where Josh goes, but it's not with us. I can tell you that. What's the best thing
Goes
you've
where
ever
the
gotten
action
for
is.
free? It's free. The best thing I've gotten for free.
It's free.
Oh, it's got to be the Miyamoto cake, the Super Mario cake. There's only one of those in the world. If I took
Where
you
is
to in the basement in a box, protected. If I took you to Macca's right now, McDonald's.
No.
What would you order? I would get. All right, so no calorie limit. A high C, one of the orange high C's. A large fry. 3 of the chocolate chip cookies, and the best kept secret, a cinnamon bun.
I was just
this
gonna
guy-
ask
Do
Do
they
about
still
best
have
kept
those?
This
secret.
guy is
Do
hungry.
they still? Well, I mean, that's even if I was eating how I used to eat, I wouldn't get
Just
all
saying.
that. I'd get the cookies, the fries, and the.
They say
drink.
not to like don't go grocery
Oh,
shopping. When you're
yeah, I
hungry.
would. Yeah, I'd eat
And
all
like
that.
he asked that question, and you're like, I want all of these.
When he asked
things.
it, I was like, "Would this fit into my calories left for the day?" What's your most used kitchen
Will
utensil?
that lady walking the dog appreciate it?
A knife. A knife. Yeah, that's it. It's a knife. Stabby.
I use it to stab food.
All right. We also have Patreon. Thank you, Autumnal Blake, by the way. Patreon question. Did you know that you could join the Patreon
For $1.
for $1, Billy? Any woman?
Name a woman.
This is from Guy Bones. A simple question for the best pod crew. What is your favorite Mario song? One and only one.
Oh, wow.
Favorite one. That's tough.
How are you supposed to choose
I don't know,
that?
it's probably something from Galaxy.
That.
Yeah.
See, I love
When it
a
goes,
ton.
"Na, na,
Yeah.
na, na,
Yeah.
na."
Galaxy,
That's
Galaxy
pretty
2, all those are great. So many great ones, but your favorite one, like I could tell you most recently, the one that moved me to tears when I heard it in the game was the one in Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, the one where you're climbing up the really tall thing, the one where it's like,
Yeah, it's like a real like wintertime
yes.
feel.
Oh my god, it was so good. I gave myself goosebumps singing it right now. That song, so great. There's the one in Super Mario Odyssey where you're going up to Bowser's like feudal Japanese castle, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And it takes it takes a piece of the melody from Bowser's theme in Super Mario Brothers 3 and turns it into a new song with like horns and everything. The song that goes banana, nope, it goes banana, banana. They take that, and in Super Mario, whatever, it's from Super Mario 3. When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, I haven't heard this song in 30 years. Then they're turning it into a new song. It's so good. Plus, I just love that whole like, you know, the Japanese drums and that tin whistle, whatever you want to call it. I really like that whole setup. And that's a game where I don't really like the music.
Oh really?
It's okay. It has a few great songs. Like I love the dinosaur one.
That one's really funky. Yeah.
I love
Actually,
the opening level song is great.
Now that I think of it, I've probably forgotten most of the music from
New
Odyssey.
Donk City song is good. But
Yeah,
like the
except for
beach
the-
song, I couldn't sing it to you. I don't remember it.
They played it just last week. Actually, it was one of our
the one where it's like dusk and it's like palm trees and everything, and I like that song. I can't think of it now, but I remember liking it. But like other Mario games, I can think of almost all the songs, like Galaxy and Super Mario 3D World and all those. I
Yeah.
can think of those. But yeah, you know, I really think it might be that Bowser song from Odyssey, just because that moment really hit me. And I love when there's callbacks in music, and that's not one I ever expected, nor does it happen right away. It's not a direct copy of the theme. It uses one little piece of that song at one specific section within a whole new song, which I love. It's like that song in Shantae I don't remember what Shantae it is, but they took the dungeon song from the first Shantae, and there's a song in one of the newer Shantaes where you hear a minute of the song and it's its own thing, and then the bass drops out and the melody changes into the original Shantae dungeon theme. And I was like, oh, that's so good. I never saw that coming. It was great. So that's my pick, is the Bowser song. Huh?
You didn't hear that coming.
Oh, I get it.
Open your ears.
God sexual. Mario songs? Anybody?
Super Mario Brothers 2,
Yeah.
just like the theme, just like
Definitely.
the first level song.
Yeah, I would go
Something
with that
about
as well.
that is funky. It fits all the criteria of like a perfect platformer of that era. Kind of, you listen to it over and over and over, never get sick of it, and it's all over the place too.
Red Souza's got a good one. He says the ending theme to Super Mario World is excellent. That's true. That one makes me teary-eyed. The it's a great one for like the end of a game.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the end is like real schmaltzy, where it's like, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
Man, I love that song. That's a good one. Bob on Battlefield, that's a really good one too.
Dire Docks is
Dire
on here.
Docks.
Gusty Gardens is great.
I can't remember. All I know is even while playing Odyssey and I'm listening to the music, at some point I was like, I know the music is really good, but I'm so focused on like trying not to die, which I did a lot of, believe it or not, that I can't.
I don't believe
There's
it.
no part of my brain that can just like break off and listen to music. But and now I was gonna sing the song, but I don't remember what it was. But I think it's like it might just be RPG or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Not RPG. 64 maybe.
Well, we need you to sing it. I was thinking of is in Yoshi's Island. It's hardly a song, but it's so. I think it's in the tutorial stage where it's like bum 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 bum. And it goes and that's like all there is to the song, but the instruments that it uses, it's like right in the beginning of the adventure, and you're like, I'm in for something awesome right now.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of great music in that.
Yeah.
game, too.
Also, the song on the map in that game, because each world they add more
that's
to
right.
that song.
Do-do-do,
Perfect.
do-do-do,
Yeah.
do-do-do,
At the end, it's like
do-do-do,
really going.
do-do-do,
Good stuff.
Do you remember do you remember from we just talked about Bowser's Fury, what's the dinosaur riding song? Do you remember how that goes?
Oh, the Plessy song.
Yeah.
No, that's. Oh, it's not. It is Plessy. It's Plessy, but yeah.
Really
in 3D in Bowser's Fury, I don't. It's so good.
It's really good. You never want to get off.
I gotta look.
Or
it up.
do ya?
Bowser's Fury.
The Super Mario. Was it Super Mario Brothers Wii? Or no, it started.
New Super Mario Bros.
Where did I don't know? Yeah, New Super Mario Bros.
Oh yeah!
That's
Wow.
nice.
It's like an
Hell
80s
yeah.
sitcom.
It does have that kind of old school feeling, like could have been on like Price is Right or something.
Showing off the prizes.
Yeah, Nintendo has that DNA when they do big like music for their big games. That's the feeling that they have in their songs. Maybe that's why I love them so
I
much.
think that might be it.
But the I guess it's New Super Mario Brothers, where like it in court, like they had all the Koopa Troopers were like
Jumping.
hopping.
Yeah, the flowers bounce, the enemies take a little hop to the beat or to the song. Yeah, I love that
was a
stuff.
really nice touch. I like that too.
Yeah. Mario's full of great songs, man. So many good ones. You said RPG, and it made me think of the Super Mario RPG song. Not that one.
Mario Art.
Not that one either. But the one boss song where it's got a really cool beat. Oh, it's like. Did anybody here play it? It doesn't even matter.
No.
Man, that's a great song. And then they transpose it, and it gets even better. I'm a fan of transposing. I know that's touchy subjects for some musicians, but I think used in the right instance, it could make a song even better. All right, thanks for the question, Guy Bones. Any music question, we go gaga for. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title, guys. I logged into the email today to get a question, and I saw that the number was higher than last week. So thank you for the continued support. I appreciate it.
291 to be exact.
How much?
291.
That's not true, is it?
That's impossible.
Yeah.
I thought it was 100.
Oh, inbox. Yeah, I'm sorry. 193.
Oh, it went up since I saw it earlier today.
Very good.
Yeah.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Hear it? You want to hear it? Oh. Is that what I sound like?
There he is.
Our first song for this week comes to us from Jess I.
Wrong.
That's right. And here is the song.
It's free. Oh, I know this. What's this one? Okay.
64.
Yeah, I know this. All right, so it's good. I'll guess Kirby.
No.
Okay.
Man, with an electric guitar like that. That's amazing. This is on Nintendo 64. They could do this.
And I think that's MIDI guitar. F-Zero.
That's
F-Zero.
correct.
Sounds pretty good.
F-Zero X.
That's correct.
For 64, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That was F-Zero X on the 64, and that song was from Jess I.
Final Crash. That's not what he says, is it? Or does he?
Falcon Punch.
Falcon Punch.
Till he hit the wall.
Swino Bash.
Oh, that's the Streets of Rage. That's what he's really saying in Streets of
Yes.
Rage 4. That's right.
This
Final
one's from Blood Ocean 07.
This is first party.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mario song?
It's Mario something.
Yeah.
No.
Bowser's Fury?
No.
Is it actually Mario?
No.
Is it Captain Toad?
No.
Mario.
It's not a sports game. I know this. Oh, it is a sports
Mario
game.
Party?
I mean,
All right.
technically, it's a sports game. Yeah.
Oh, what is this? Is what track in Mario Kart?
This is Animal Crossing Summer. Mario
That's
Kart 8
why.
Deluxe.
That's why I was so thrown off, because I was like, I know this is the Animal Crossing song. Oh,
This song comes from.
Mario.
Just want to make sure there isn't a name given with it. So this one comes from Matthew.
Matthew.
Can we go up more? Is it a portable?
Yeah,
Is it a GBA?
it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely GBA. Very 8-bit sound with those horribly compressed whatevers. It's a first party.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I would just be pulling out of thin air. I don't know. I knew it was GBA.
Give up?
Sonic something.
Nope.
I don't know.
Klonoa, Empire of Dreams.
I played it too. I played it. Doesn't sound well. You know, I have a very limited scope of what I think of when I think Klonoa music, and it's from the first and second games. I haven't played the GBA ones in a long time. I bought them both when they came out, but clearly I need to play them again. Sounds like a mini game too.
This one comes from Ask Me. Just let me turn the volume down just in case.
N64?
Yeah.
James Bond something?
No.
Perfect Dark?
Yes.
Perfect Dark is the answer.
Expansion pack required for maximum gameplay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Man,
You see the
remember
reflections
that?
on that building?
That was so awesome.
You see the way that light reflects off of Donkey Kong? Not Perfect Dark, obviously.
Yeah, he wasn't in that game.
I've told this before, in Donkey Kong 64, you needed that expansion pack, and there was a cave where there was one swinging light, and it was a real-time light, and I stood in that cave, and I was like, oh, look at this. This is incredible. It's a shadow, and it's lighting them up. This is unbelievable.
This one
Was
comes,
that because of the expansion pack? It
Yeah.
looked like that?
Yeah.
This one comes from Aaron Cup.
Oh, well, come on. Two of us here.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let's pretend like we don't know it.
Just let it play.
One of the greatest 16-bit compositions of all time. 16-bit, man. Do you have it? No. No Shantae 16-bit game. This was the game that was made by a team. This game was made after a game that you're playing right now. This was the same team's follow-up game. Hey, there it is.
Nice job.
The Corridors of Time. Correct?
Chrono Trigger Time Circuits.
Oh, I think it's Corridors of Time.
I mean,
Whatever. Great song. Great music all
Great
throughout that
soundtrack,
game.
Great everything.
okay.
Great job.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Great job.
Next jam comes from. This is very exciting.
Whop it.
I just want to make sure.
Make sure.
Okay, so this one comes from Daniel. And
Thank you, Daniel.
Who
This is familiar.
very carefully named and listed all of the songs, and I much appreciate it.
This is familiar. Why do I know this?
You played
This
it.
is a Castlevania.
It is.
All right. Is it a DS Castlevania?
Yep,
Is it Portrait of Rome?
it is.
Yes. Charlotte. Charlotte.
Great job.
Is that Portrait of Rome? The two of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the game that those characters were in.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. I don't know. Thought there was another one, but I guess.
Were you asleep?
No. I feel like
I don't believe you.
Dawn of Sorrow,
Dawn of Sorrow.
Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia.
PR.
Order of Ecclesia,
Holy.
for my money's worth, has the best soundtrack. That's a great soundtrack, man. And I love that character. I love the idea of having the thing on your back that sucks up monsters for abilities. Like, I love all of that. That's cool. Really, really cool.
It's kind of weird, to be honest.
You get
That I like that, or that she
That
does
you're
that.
into that. No, I'm kidding.
She lifts her hair up and reveals the thing, and they get sucked in there. It's awesome.
I would just like to
Sucked into her
thank
back.
Daniel for that well curated.
We'll do
submission.
one more.
Okay, this one comes from Knock on Wood.
Oh, that's her name.
Now, I don't know if I know that noise from another game, but this sounds familiar. Is this? Wait, I know this.
Yeah, you do.
It's like an underwater.
This is recent.
Mm-hmm.
This is Metroid Dread.
It is.
Hey,
Oh,
there you
okay.
go.
Well done.
It has a Metroid sound. I don't remember it from the game. It
Yeah.
just kind of sounded like it.
That's all.
Good
I'm doing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. We 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9.
Perfect score.
Do you have anything for us?
69. As a matter of fact, yeah, while we were talking, something came just across
Again?
this desk. It's unbelievable
Wow.
how up to date my rumor network goes. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, a little something I have to tell you. It's Dew's Views. It's never news. Rumor of the Week, starring Dew Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of him. You've loved him. It's a family name all over Japan. Kojima, except it's not the Kojima you thought. It was Al Kojima coming in hot to make the new Metal Gear game. Now, I know we were supposed to be waiting till the 15th to hear what Konami's going to do. Well, I'm telling you right now what they are going to do. It's a new game, Castlevania, starring Al Kojima as the producer. And don't worry, there will be 2 characters that say each other's names as you switch through them. So, because that
And the
was very
characters' names
popular.
are Al and Kojima. Jarlath and Jonathan.
It's Al and Hideo.
Oh,
are the 2
okay.
names.
Okay.
But,
Well, man,
but yeah,
thanks.
so
Man, roughly a whole week ahead of TGS, we got the information.
yeah, I'm sorry if that
that's a
spoils
rumor.
things for people who are excited for TGS, but you know what? You knew I had the answers when you listened to me, so
That's right.
No apologies.
Well, thank you very much for that. All right, that's it. We did another one. It's in the books. Mark it down.
But I've seen everything.
I've seen everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
friends.
Goodbye. Be good to people.
I got that in there. All right, after show.
What
so, yeah.
rules, you sons of bitches?
No spoilers, but I did like the show. I watched both episodes last night.
Not as much as Hot D. See, this is the thing. Like, I don't want to compare them because they're so different. But like,
yeah, I'm not
it's
comparing.
Not
I
gonna
just
be as good as Hot D.
you know, I have a thing where I'm not very much into Lord of the Rings, but I'm still willing to watch Lord of the Rings stuff. And the things that I don't like about Lord of the Rings are in it, but I still really like the show. And it's all stupid stuff that I don't like. Like, I know I'm being stupid about it, but yeah, I like the show. Like next week, I'm like,
Magic and wizards. And
there's
stuff.
things going on where I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next time. I'm excited to see what's happening.
Know what stupid things you don't like.
I could tell you, yeah, I don't know the names of things, but I could tell you, like, what are the like?
He doesn't like rings.
See, this is how little I know
he-
about
he
Lord of the
also
Rings. Like,
dislikes
I don't
lords.
think it's hobbits, but it's people that live in the woods. And
Oh, the
they're-
Hardfoots.
yeah, like they're just like
Too small.
dirty, annoying.
You don't wear socks or shoes ever. Wouldn't these be? your
I
people?
said, I know it's stupid, but they're. I just
We
all of them.
generally-
I feel like are so annoying and just.
We generally have a problem with other people that like
just like
with the things that we see in ourselves.
They're just like, you know.
I have to go.
This isn't spoiler, but in the show, they're like, every type of people has something to worry about, but we don't. We just keep to ourselves and we're whatever. And you know, I'm like,
Sounds good to me.
Well, you got to think about, like, I'm not saying you have to like them, but like, think about them in the world of men and elves and dwarves. Like, they
What are
are.
you do without man?
yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's just they irk me, and I just feel like they play them up like very like goofily.
Are they supposed to be like the comic relief in the show, or?
There's not a ton of comic relief in the show, but when it comes up, it is them. But it's not like, you know, like pratfalls and all that
one
stupid stuff.
steps on
It's
a
like
banana
little
peel.
quips here and there, but that doesn't bother me about them. I don't mind that. It's just they rub me the wrong way. Like, I'm like, all I think is like, I wouldn't hang out with you. You're so annoying. all the
Man, that's
time.
interesting because, like, you know, like men failed, and even Gandalf didn't want the ring, and like elves didn't want the ring, but a hobbit, they had the stout courage or whatever it took to carry that ring without letting it corrupt them, you know, too much.
Are hobbits the same as these things?
I think hobbits, like, they grow into hobbits, whatever these Harfoots
Well,
are.
that's why I'm looking at it,
Is that
and
what-
I was like, "Is this something
Yeah,
else
is that
that's
what
exactly like the
Smeagol
hobbits?"
is?
Because I'm like, I already
I
don't
think-
like hobbits.
I think they are basically hobbits. Like, in the Second Age, which is where the show takes place, I believe they were called Harfoots, and then they just
they all
became
are
hobbits
called
at some-
hardfoots.
Are they different from like the river?
They just annoy me. They rub me the wrong way.
You know,
I'm like, I'm like, listen, get serious,
whatever
assholes.
Smeagol was.
Oh, the river hobbits. You know, I personally don't know. I don't think they're different, like, biologically, but like, you know, where they grew up and how isolated, like, the hobbits that we know, they're like kind of wary of the water, wary of people.
Oh yeah.
You know, but like Smeagol's hobbits, I think, were more river folk. And if you read in the books, Mary's side of the family, Mariatic Brandybuck, they're like
we're talking
watery folk.
We're talking
too,
about
so-
whatever. What is it? The Rings of Power.
The Rings of
the name
Power
of the
TV show. Yeah.
Yeah. No spoilers or anything, but I guess it's a spoiler if you didn't know those people are in it. They're in it. So
How's the title theme song, or like the themes?
That's something
is it
really
cool,
interesting.
or-
So the music, I was watching the show, and in both episodes, I was like, the music's really good, because that's tough going up. So, all right, well, let's be fair. There's great music in the Lord of the Rings movies, but they also stole a theme from another movie. So
Did they?
But anyway,
which movie?
Unless I have it backwards,
I don't know anything about this.
Requiem for a Dream.
Oh,
that
okay.
song is there. And
realize
then
that.
they
Oh.
reworked it into the Lord of the Rings theme.
Really? I didn't know any of that.
Unless I've been living a lie all this time.
Wait,
I'll have
is
to look it up later.
Did Howard Shore like score both of those movies or something?
Winner, 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 winner,
Yeah,
winner.
that song. Okay, I know that song from Requiem of a Dream. That's not in Lord of the Rings, though.
It must have been in one of the trailers or something.
Hmm.
But anyway, the music in Lord of the Rings I really liked. So I was like, that's tough going up against that, like making a whole new Lord of the Rings soundtrack that's not going to use those songs.
Yeah.
You know, like what's his face? Smeagol's song is like iconic. Like that's that. But the music is really good, I thought.
Cool.
And I don't think the first episode showed the credits. I think it goes right into it. But the second episode has credits and an opening theme, which I really liked. And it showed me the composer. And the composer is Bear McCreary, the guy who does a million video game soundtracks.
Oh, cool. And movie soundtracks.
He's so good.
And
I was
TV
like,
soundtracks and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
so good. So good. And it's funny because some of the music, I was like, this is, I honestly thought this. I was like, some of this music has like a video game sensibility to it
Cool.
while I was listening. But yeah, I'd say soundtrack is probably my favorite part of it. So I'm
Nice.
really, really into it. There's nothing memorable yet. Like nobody's got a theme tied to them yet, but it's the first 2 episodes. But what I have heard, I really liked. And there's a few
Nice.
that I was like, ooh, this is really good. I want to listen to this outside of the show. So yeah, I'm down with the music. I like the show. Yeah, it's
Cool.
I'm very much enjoying it. And that's coming from someone who's not really into Lord of the Rings or like interested in it, but interested enough that I'll give the show a shot.
Cool.
Yeah, glad to hear it. I wonder what Stephen Colbert thinks of it. Or if he's watched
I'm
it.
sure he'll find all
Or if
ways.
he's boycotting
He's
it.
definitely watched it. He probably got to watch it.
I'm
early.
sure there'll be all kinds of ways for him to love and appreciate it that I would not understand at all. So, and that's the other thing. Like for all I know, fans of the books and the universe
Real
Tolkien
fans.
created might hate the show based on how characters are changed in it or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm coming from a place of
Well,
I have no idea. So.
From what I've read, they're telling a story. The second age is like 3,000 years or almost 4,000 years long. So it's like, and they're going to tell that story because the elves are immortal. They lived through all of that. So like, they're gonna have to somehow, especially if they make more seasons, cover a lot of ground over time. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
yeah, there's things I don't know. Like I'm sure there's stuff that's being shown where fans are like, this is obviously this, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, yeah. I'm intrigued. There's nobody who I'm like, wow, their acting is amazing, but there's nobody's so like horrendous that I'm bothered by it. There was one like action scene in the first episode where I was like, I don't know about that. But other than that, nothing where I am taken out of it. I'm enjoying it. I will ask other people if they're watching it to see because I'll talk about it. So yeah.
Well, I gotta check it out.
I thought for sure you would have watched it already. Which is why last night I was like, I better watch this today so I can talk to Deux about it tomorrow.
Let you guys down.
No.
Yeah, I watched this show on Apple TV Plus called Blackbird. That's
haven't even heard
pretty good. It's about a guy, like a young drug dealer who gets arrested and put in jail for longer than they told him. Like he took a plea deal and they kind of screwed him over, so he's going to be in jail for 10 years.
Ray Liotta.
And Ray Liotta's excellent in it. Yeah, he actually passed away.
Greg Kinnear.
He's excellent. He's excellent in it.
You're a Greg Kinnear.
I do like Greg
love Greg Kinnear, but basically, so this kid goes to jail and he's going to be there for a long time, and they come to him and they say, we can commute your sentence if you go undercover and befriend this guy in jail that we think he's a serial killer. We got him on one girl, but we think that there's 14 more and we need like his confession or something. So he goes undercover to like befriend this guy, and the guy who plays the serial killer, I don't know if he's like the best actor ever
or a real serial killer.
No, or if he's just like overacting to the point where I've lost all ability to tell if someone's really good or not. It's a striking performance.
I'm a joker, baby.
It's weird, man. It's like a very unique performance, and the guy who plays him, I've seen him before, but he's like not your typical, like he's not John Depp or anything. He's like
Do you remember his name?
Yeah.
He's the guy who played Richard Jewell in that movie, Richard Jewell.
Oh, okay. the one Clint Eastwood made?
Yeah, I didn't see that movie, but it's
Dre Gamer says Lord of the Rings and Blackbird have something in common. Welsh actors.
Oh yeah, the lead
Welshies.
the lead is a Welsh actor. He's playing an American.
Looks like a Welshman.
He's pretty good. But yeah, so I'm liking it. It's only 6 episodes. I've got 1 left, and that's one thing I like about it is that it's so
He's
short.
Stingray and Cobra Kai, says Drake.
Oh my God, he is.
I thought that would perk your interest.
Yeah, it's amazing because in Cobra Kai, like he's silly and he's funny, you know, but like to be able to play like such a silly, goofy character, and I've seen him in a couple of movies play like a real silly goofball, but then on the other hand, you've got him like he was nominated, I think, for Richard Jewell, and he's like pretty good in this show. Again, I'm still struggling, wondering if he's like I said, the greatest performance, or if it's just a little too much, and I've lost all whatever's in my head to judge performances. But I like it. It's I haven't Googled anything about it. I have a feeling it's a true crime thing, and I don't want to spoil the real story for me. And like a lot of times, I can be overly critical when they dramatize that stuff, because there's a lot of dramatic stuff that happens in it. And if I were thinking it was a true story, I'd be like, I don't know about that. But
Drake says he was in Cruella as well.
Oh, okay. Never saw that one.
I also watched the second episode of House of the Dragons, or whatever it's called, House of the
House
Dragon.
of the Dragons.
Is that a lube thing? Is it House of the Dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
One
Well, I
dragon,
watched that
singular.
and I liked that too.
Even though there are
Loved
multiple
it.
dragons.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I was saying to you, RMC, that I think the CGI is really well done for the dragons, and so far they've used the dragons perfectly. Not putting too much in there, but giving us enough.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it doesn't seem like they're trying to give us dragons for the sake of having dragons. Like, it's just done so well, I think. And it's cool to see, actual dragon riders, because like in the actual show, you had to wait forever for Dany to even get on a back of a dragon, and then when she did, they kind of screwed it all up.
Steister says I'm about to watch the second episode right now, literally booting it up.
Nice, enjoy it. I hope you do.
Main man is Duke of Edinburgh in The Crown.
Oh, Matt Smith, right?
Matt Smith.
There you go. We were talking about Matt Smith last week.
My mom loves The Crown, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the show. It's nice to have that slot on a Sunday night, even though I don't watch it when it comes out, but I'm like, Sunday night, Game of Thrones, even though
it's nice. It's nice to have it back, and HBO does such a good they can do such a good job with their shows, like it feels kind of like it did.
I'm in the groove with shows right now where I know you said you weren't into it. I don't know where you're at now, but I'm loving She-Hulk. Mom Brain, I know, is really into She-Hulk. Man, as far as MCU show goes for me, it's like top 3 right now. It's just I think it's really funny. I love that it's so wildly different. I don't know. Plus, I guess it's not spoiler now. What's his face? Cousin Larry.
Oh yeah.
What, really?
He's in the second episode. He's She-Hulk's dad. Cousin Larry is She-Hulk's dad. You don't even see him at first. You see the back of his head, but he says something, and both of us were like,
I can never remember that guy's name
right away. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm very happy. This one is really hurting me because I'm like, these episodes are like 22 minutes to a half hour at most.
They
and
go
I'm like,
really quick.
I gotta wait a week for another one.
About it.
So between those 3 shows, I'm living it up. I'm eating good, as they say. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys like it.
Hi, King of Mars. We're on the after show. I'm so sorry.
Feeling about it.
I'd love to talk to you about it if you want to.
Sure.
Tell me what's up.
I don't like the show.
I know that.
Good talk.
Yeah, no, it's not doing it for me. I mean, I know they're staying true to the comics, which is cool and all that. I'm not a big fan of the fourth wall breaks. I'm not a big fan of the CGI. It's because the episodes are so short. I feel like the story is moving at like a breakneck pace, and a lot of things aren't kind of being, for me, like character development isn't naturally being done. I just and I am one, like, it didn't ruin the MCU for me, but I'm in the camp of not really into like that after credits scene that we saw.
The most recent one?
Yeah, not because of like I hate women or whatever. I just doesn't do it for me. So
oh man, that's been like one of my favorites.
That and with that famous person. That's what
Thank
you're
you
talking
for
about?
not spoiling.
You
Yeah.
liked that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for you guys.
I legit
think that's
laughed
great.
out loud, and then I watch it a second time. I watched every episode a second time when I'm watching with Mom, Brain, and my parents because they're usually here and they're watching it. And you greatly enjoyed it, right? Yeah. I mean, like, I cannot express how much the weight is hurting me. I'm like, man, that's my top show right now. Like, I cannot wait for that next episode of that show.
You guys.
But there's a lot of good.
It's my top, but I'm really enjoying it.
There's a lot of goods, and you were beforehand thinking you weren't going to enjoy it. So, but there's lots of good stuff out there.
It might be for me
the first time
for me. Yeah, it might be my least favorite MCU show so far.
Show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I'm trying to think of one that I don't like better.
Yeah.
I don't like better.
I would put Hawkeye below this. I would put Moon Knight below this. I would put.
Yeah, those two are some of my favorites. We have just the opposite
Yeah.
views on all this stuff. So it is what it is.
Those are the I don't know. I'd have to think about the order because I really like this. Just like I said, it's so different. And you know what? It's what I've said about the MCU in the past. The latest phase is more than any other phase offering stuff that is really not going to be for everybody. And I respect that. And if somebody watches something in the MCU that they don't like because they're going in so many different directions now, or taking so many different tones, I understand it. It also just upsets me because now those people are going to be like, I don't want anything to do with the MCU. So just the fact that they saw something that everything was for them and they like it, and now not everything is for them. They don't see it that way. They're like, this is bad. This is just bad. Which is, there's a difference between not personally liking something and something being bad. So I don't know. It worries me because I'm afraid like they're gonna. One of my favorite things about this phase of the MCU is doing the branching out in different ways, like starting with WandaVision all the way up to now. They've done things that they wouldn't do in the movies, and I like it. I like it a lot because I think it's great to have a mix of the Spider-Man stuff and Loki, which are all very, very traditional, and then the WandaVision. And I don't like Doctor Strange's latest movie, but I respect it because it's very different. It's not personally for me, and I did not enjoy it, but I like that they let that guy do what he wanted to do. So I have a respect for it. But anyway, there's lots of great stuff. I want to watch this show that you talk about, Blackbird. Yes,
It goes. Yeah, it's only 6 episodes, and it's not the greatest thing I've ever watched, but it's entertaining. And like I said, I want a second opinion on this guy's performance.
I'm very interested now. Yeah,
I think everyone's good, and it's not like your creepy serial killer performance that you've seen 800 times. It's like very, very interesting to just see this guy like do his thing. I don't know. He's weird.
I'm always down for a weird performance. So
yeah, and Greg Kinnear is awesome.
I mean, if you have a history with the soup or talk soup, then you're in forever with me. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, hang out with friends, family, relax, rest. You deserve it. We hope you're enjoying some games or some shows or some movies or some books right now. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. And it's over.